It's a family thing. The family thing on NDTV.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Weeknights at 6, because it's a family thing on NDTV.
On the NDTV Game of the Week, the road to the Dome stops in Boone County for a 3A regional rematch between the Roncalli Rebels and Zionsville Eagles. A year ago, a risky two-point conversion carried the Rebels to victory. This time, it could be a different story.
Defensively, I'd say they're without question the best defensive team we've seen all year. They have kids that are very aggressive, extremely quick. They run to the ball very well.
Zionsville has had a dream season under first-year coach Larry McWhirter, but his team has not forgotten last year's nightmare.
We came up just that much short, just 2 minutes short. Well, this year don't come up a yard short, don't come up a minute short, don't come up a play short. Just get it all done if you can.
Pride is on the line tonight. Roncalli or Zionsville, which will survive? Find out next on the NDTV Game of the Week on the road to the Dome.
NDTV and the Indiana High School Athletic Association present the High School Football Game of the Week. Tonight's game is brought to you by your local Indiana dairy farmer. Winners drink milk. By your Central Indiana Ford dealer. Your Indiana Ford dealer's the one. By Anthem. Get well, be well, stay well.
Live from Zionsville, the state tournament continues with a Class 3A regional championship between the 7th-ranked Roncalli Rebels and the number 4-rated Zionsville Eagles. Good evening, I'm Vince Welch. Welcome to the NDTV Game of the Week. It should be a great one. Roncalli and Zionsville are meeting in the playoffs for the 4th straight year, and this is the 2nd season in a row that the two have met for the regional championship. Joined as always by former Colts tight end Charles Arbuckle. And Charles, these two teams are as evenly matched as any we've seen all season.
Both teams are averaging over 30 points. We should see up to 60, maybe 70 points tonight, Vince. Both teams will make things happen.
And the defenses are solid too. Last year we saw an 8-7 game, and that's not uncommon for these two clubs.
They will both go out there and fight it. Whatever it takes to win, one of the teams wants to do it. If you say Roncalli and Zionsville too loud, you might get hurt tonight.
It's going to be a good one. We're going to see some great players too, including one of the most productive running backs in the state, Roncalli's Sean Shimbra.
30 touchdowns, leading the state in scoring, over 2,000 yards. The guy can make things happen. He's tough.
The Zionsville Eagles can run the football too, but one of the guys we might want to keep our eye on tonight for Zionsville is the quarterback.
He was hurt against Danville, but he's a good passer. The shoulder could be questionable, but he makes that offense go with the automatic audible system. We're going to see some good things out of Ryan Buckley.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if Buckley can take the hit tonight that the Roncalli Rebels will put on him. He has been a little bit questionable because of that shoulder injury. These 3 meetings previous to this one between these two schools have been extremely close. We expect the same thing tonight, so what's going to make the difference?
Well, for Roncalli, their object is the ball control. They want to keep the ball out of Zionsville's hands, use up as much clock as they can.
And for Zionsville?
They must string out Shimbra. Shimbra can run north and south, make things happen. They want to keep him going east and west, make him dance a little bit tonight.
Kickoff is just moments away. Stay tuned for Roncalli and Zionsville as we take another step along the road to the Dome.
You need a truck? It's time to get serious, because your Ford dealer's firing up Ford Truck Month. Don't waste your time with a bunch of scrap metal. Get incredible deals on America's best-selling trucks. Lease a Ranger, America's best-selling compact truck, for just $129 a month. Check out Explorer, America's best-selling sport utility, or get $1,000 cash back on the popular Ford Windstar. So cut through the clutter and lease a new Ranger for just $129 a month during Ford Truck Month. Your Indiana Ford dealer's the one to see right now.
What's the matter? Couldn't you sleep?
Did you think I wouldn't find out?
Is this about the ring I gave you? Listen, a cubic zirconia looks just like a real diamond. Is this about my time in prison?
You drank the last of the milk.
Got milk?
Do I have it? Is it spreading? Would I know a lump if I felt it?
At Anthem,
We know that if we can help with the questions, the answers will become clear. Would my husband look at me differently? That's why we developed our mammography reminder program, so you can live with answers instead of uncertainty. How will I know? Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Get well, be well, stay well.
Zionsville hasn't lost since this game a year ago when Roncalli knocked off the Eagles. Let's go downstairs to Ron Sexton on the sideline. Ron?
Really odd, I guess, guys, by most standards. Only one head coach on the sidelines tonight. Zionsville's Larry McWhorter is in his first year as a head coach, but has yet to make the transition to the sideline. He prefers to coach from on top of the press box. He loves the vantage point, said there are fewer distractions, so he relies even more so on his assistants.
Former defensive coordinator, comfortable with being on top of the box. He says he doesn't call the offense anyway, and he can see the defensive schemes a lot better from up top. Very interesting. Brent Wills will kick it off for Zionsville, and Sean Shimbra is deep for the Roncalli Rebels. Shimbra averaging over 35 yards, a kickoff return this season. He's returned 3 for a touchdown. Has great speed. If he gets in the open field, look out, and you can believe Zionsville will keep their eye on Shimbra tonight. Shimbra fields it and then drops the football, picks it back up and has a little running room as he takes it up near the 20-yard line. The Roncalli offensive unit will come out onto the field, and this is how they'll line up, anchored by the center, Mike O'Mara. The tackles are Aaron Irwin and Jeremy Basso, with Keith Sitzman and Dan Driscoll as the guards. And the skilled position players line up this way. Anthony Shelburne is the quarterback, Josh Miller the fullback. Sean Shimbra, will call his name out a lot tonight. He'll carry it 30 times or more, with Hollowell, Perkins, and Conover as the targets. Shelburne the quarterback. 9 touchdowns on the season, but Roncalli is a running football team, and Shimbra carries it and is strung out. Just exactly what Zionsville's defense wants to do, and that is make the ball carriers run east and west instead of north and south. Here's that defensive front with Ramey Miller and Ryan Stevenson on one side, with Ted Yo in the middle, Jeremy Starkey the other defensive end. The linebackers are Shane Wagner and the Metzler brothers, Andrew and Adam. In the secondary, Richmond, Gamer, Kendall, and Aaron Stack. Zionsville won the toss but deferred. They wanted to put the defense on the field first and make Roncalli's offense run on them. It's 2nd and 12. Shimbra carries again. Has a little extra running room as he takes it up to the 25, picks up 7, but it will still be a 3rd down and 5 situation.
Vince, don't be surprised tonight if we see a lot of off-tackle plays. Roncalli wants to run off-tackle. They run a 2 tight end offense to make the defense be balanced, and that way they want to run off-tackle. You'll see a heavy dose of off-tackle running plays tonight.
You heard in the open Coach Bruce Cyphers say that this Zionsville defense is the best his Rebels have seen all season, and Sean Shimbra will get an up-close look at it all night long. A little misdirection this time as they fake the pitch to Shimbra, but it's still going to be shy of the 1st down. Carrying the football, David Himes for Roncalli, and going to come up just about a yard short. So Zionsville's defense does the job in the first opportunity, and we'll see the Roncalli punt unit. Lucas Schroeder, the punter, number 11. You see him in the deep part of your picture. Josh Kelly is deep for Zionsville. Kelly's another game breaker. We're going to see a couple of outstanding players who can really return the kicks tonight, in Shimbra and Kelly. Kelly, no fair catch. He takes the football at the 45 and is driven back a few yards by the Roncalli special teams unit. The Roncalli, or Zionsville offensive front, anchored by the center, Adam Stark, a first-year starter at that position, with Stevenson and Slama at the tackles, Busa and Bouchard at the guards. Bouchard has pneumonia, missed practice earlier this week, but he's in the lineup tonight. Ryan Buckley, remember, he has the shoulder injury. We'll see if he can take the hit tonight. The fullback is Andrew Metzler. Josh Kelly, Brad Pierce, Robert Gamer also in there in the skill position formations for Zionsville. The first man to handle the football for Zionsville is the fullback, Andrew Metzler. Picks up a couple of yards. He'll bring up 2nd down. And the Roncalli defensive unit looks like this. Josh Blanchard will anchor it. with Ross and Long at the ends position. They've got it contained tonight. Irwin and Armbruster are the tackles. Elsner and Childs, two undersized linebackers, but very tough. Goss and Harmon are the cornerbacks, with Himes and Stewart in the safety positions. Shane Wagner, the deep back. Josh Kelly in motion. Wagner with his first carry tonight, over 1,000 yards rushing on the season. Turns it up and takes it across the midfield stripe. Going to be very close to a first down for Zionsville. Shane Wagner averaging almost 7 yards per carry this season.
And he had his big man out there, Tim Busa, whose brother is at the paw now, out in front blocking for him. Shane does a good job right here, stopping, letting his blockers get out front, finds the hole, cuts up in there, and picks up the first down, or very close to the first down.
It is indeed a 3rd and 1 situation, but a short one at that. Let's see if Buckley handles it himself. No, he'll give it to Wagner, and Wagner's got plenty of running room. Wagner into the secondary. He's finally tripped up, but it's a big gain inside the 25-yard line of Roncalli.
When we get back to this replay, Vince, you're going to see why this happened. They have 8 guys in the box. They all come up to stop the run. They know it's 3rd and 1. But these are the times you can have big plays on 3rd and 1. Watch, everybody's in there. Once he gets past that linebacker or that free safety, there's no one there to tackle him. And it's up to this cornerback to get him barely. Almost takes it home for 6.
27-yard pickup for Shane Wagner, and the ball marked at the Roncalli 24. So a big play here in the early going for the Zionsville Eagles. Wagner handles it again. Some extra running room as he's pounded down into the 20-yard line.
And Vince, on the first 3 plays, we've seen Wagner just get the ball and run up into the hole. He doesn't waste time. I mean, he doesn't give you any jukes or anything. He's just going to go up in there. On that one pitch play, he did give you a little move, but for the most part, you see him on that long run. Just hit it right up in there.
Wagner picks the holes well. He had an older brother, Robert, that played here at Zionsville for 3 years. In fact, he played in the first meeting between these two teams, the Zionsville-Roncalli game back in '93. So the Wagner family, a strong part of Zionsville's football success. You see the penalty flag come into the picture as Wagner carries it again inside the 15.
And that's usually in the area of holding. Like we said before, if it hits the offensive lineman or the tight end, you got to be worried.
Ralph Edwards is the umpire. Rick Crow, the linesman. And the line judge is Gary Hooten. Judd Raver, the back judge, and Ed Karazi, the referee tonight. Yeah, when you get hit with the penalty flag, that's usually not a good sign. You might have done something wrong.
Yeah, that's not a good sign at all.
I think that's always been kind of a cruel way for the officials to throw the flag when they actually hit the guy with it.
Like on the blooper films when it hits the guy right in the face.
2nd and about 13 for Zionsville. Let's see if Buckley puts it in the air for the first time tonight. They'll hand it this time to Stillebauer. Jake Stillebauer still on his feet, but he's not going to gain anything at all. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage at best. Jake Stillebauer, the sophomore, a speedster, but there was no room to unleash the speed on that play.
Well, he's going to see the defense get penetration here, and they come off the ball really well, stopping Stillebauer right there. It's number 26, Malcolm Harmon. Slows him down. Stillebauer does a good job of keeping his feet moving, and David Armbruster finally brings him down with a gang of other people.
It's going to be a real battle up front as you look at Armbruster, 5'11", 268, the junior. Wears number 77 for Roncalli. He'll be in the mix a lot tonight. Wagner on the pitch. Not much running room. Strung out of bounds. And we talked about Zionsville wanting to string out Shimbra. The Rebels defense did a perfect job of that on that play.
And I'll tell you who did it. Nick Childers came up. He flies around. And on this play, he just came up in there and disrupted the play from the very beginning. The back that had no room to run inside, he had to take it outside. And it was all because of Nick Childers, number 13.
4th and long. Zionsville going for it here, out of field goal range, and feeling they might not gain much out of the punt situation. The ball marked at about the 26. Buckley to throw the ball, is pressured, and he throws it up for grabs, and it's incomplete. There was a man open in the end zone, but it falls incomplete, and the Roncalli Rebels will take over on downs. It's the 3A Regional Championship. We're scoreless on NDTV.
Notice the beautiful brick front.
If brick is so beautiful, why can't we have it on all 4 sides?
I agree. Brick is terrific.
Brick has lower maintenance and saves us on insurance and utilities.
I agree.
Brick really improves the resale value of your home.
He agrees.
Call 1-800-801-6767 and get this free brochure about the beauty and lasting value of an all-brick home.
Brick makes a ton of sense.
Now discover the road less traveled with the ease and comfort to handle the challenge ahead in a new Savannah by GMC. The roomiest full-size conversion van with the smooth ride and handling of a computer-selected front suspension, speed-sensitive steering, and unsurpassed towing capacity up to 10,000 pounds, which lets you put your cares behind you. Savannah, a better conversion because it's a better van. See your Central Indiana GMC dealer today.
Over 100 years ago, we came to Indiana to build one of the first hospitals. It was our mission. We were
pioneers in cardiac care. We're one of the few centers in the world to perform the new minimally invasive bypass procedure.
St. Vincent was one of the first hospitals in America to offer stereotactic radiosurgery, a procedure that can control brain tumors with a single treatment.
St. Vincent. We've been here for over a century, and we're still pioneers.
Your Central Indiana Ford dealers making the telestrator a possibility. Charles worked this pass play on 4th down for us.
Vince, you're going to see Robert Demir coming across, and Ryan Stahl is going to just hammer him. He comes across and is looking up in the air. The ball cannot be caught, but what a hit.
Zionsville wanted the pass interference penalty, didn't get it, and as you mentioned, Charles, maybe a pass that could not be caught, and there was an open man in the end zone as well. The ball is loose and on the ground, recovered by Shelburne, but it's going to be a loss of about 3 on the play. And let's see, Shelburne just never really had it in his hand, slipped right through the fingers. Alertly, Roncalli jumped on it because that could have been big trouble if the Rebels would have coughed it up down there. There's Bruce Cyphers in his 7th year as head coach of the Rebels. State champs in 1993 and 94. He's the all-time leader in coaching victories at Roncalli High School. 2nd and long for Shelburne. Play action, and Shelburne's going to throw the football out into the flat and caught. Josh Miller on the reception. Let's go downstairs. Ron Sexton, Ron.
Zionsville very impressive stopping the run the first time, maybe because linebacker Adam Metzler has already reached his average for broken face mask. He averages 1 per game, guys. They got it fixed during the offensive possession. The reason being he's responsible for taking out the lead blocker on run plays tonight. One of the assistants told me they hope for a few more.
Metzler 2nd on the team in unassisted tackles, and that tells you that he can do it one-on-one.
And 1st in the team in broken face masks.
3rd and 3. The quick pitch to Shimbra. Shimbra just absolutely no running room whatsoever running behind Keith Sitzman, but there just wasn't any room.
And I tell you, that defense for Zionsville is not giving them what they want. They want to run off tackle. You know Roncalli is going to do that. This guy's rushed for 2,000 yards. They're not going to let him do it. They're going to stop him, make him run up the middle, maybe even try to get him outside on the toss pitch or sweep plays.
For the 2nd time tonight, Zionsville has stopped the Roncalli offense, and the Rebels will now be forced with a 4th and short situation. And Lucas Schroeder on the punt. In some games, you might go for it when it's 4th and a long yard, but Roncalli doesn't want to take any chances. They know it's going to be a long night. The snap is not a good one. It's low. Schroeder has nothing to do with it. He coughs up the football, but that would have been Zionsville's ball anyway on an exchange of downs, but the Eagles will take the turnover and put their offense on the field. Boy, special teams, such an important aspect of the game.
Very important. The snap is the key. You don't talk about the snapper until he has a bad snap. And there it is right there. The punter does not have a chance to get the ball. He tries to do what he can, but can't get it off. And Lucas Schroeder is caught in a helpless situation right there, Vince.
Ball marked at the 25-yard line, so Zionsville will try to take advantage of the first turnover of the game. Stillebauer to the goal line, touchdown. Jake Stillebauer, the sophomore, has put Zionsville on the board. right up the gut, Charles.
Well, here you're going to see again, Vince, they're running that counter play, and he does a good job of setting it up. His blocker's right there, number 79, out in front of him, Ryan Stevenson. Once he has that block, hits that hole, there's no one there in the secondary to get him because they're either playing man or too deep, takes it in for a touchdown.
Stillebauer hardly touched on the play. That's his 12th touchdown of the season. Now Brent Wills on for the PAT, and it is good. Zionsville on the board, leading Roncalli. 4:01 to play in the first on the Indy TV Game of the Week.
The mystery of the blinking rings. And now, my finest illusion. Voila! Empty! Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, no, please don't get up. You're too kind. Thank you.
Just yours.
It's not necessary for you to...
Got milk.
Ow!
Ray Skillman Oldsmobile GMC truck, the state's largest luxury van dealer, is having a closeout sale. With GM rebates of $1,000 to $2,400 and Ray Skillman big discounts, you and your family can own a nicely equipped luxury van for only $19,900 with rebates plus freight. We have plenty to choose from, all in the most popular colors. One price, no hassle, only $19,900. See us now, Ray Skillman Oldsmobile GMC truck luxury vans, just 1/2 mile north of the Greenwood Park Mall on US 31 South.
They play for its claim. They play for the right to brag of the victory. This year, they play live on Indy TV. The Wabash College Little Giants, the DePauw University Tigers, the 103rd meeting, and the game for the Monon Bell. Saturday, November 16th at high noon on Indy TV.
The 103rd Monon Bell Classic, brought to you in part by NBD Bank. At NBD, we can do that. And by Eastgate Chrysler Plymouth, 500 North Shadeland.
Zionsville capitalizes on an early Roncalli mistake, and the Eagles are on top of the Rebels 7-0. Remember, Zionsville 11-0. The Eagles have not lost since this very game 1 year ago, the championship, when Roncalli beat Zionsville at Roncalli on a late 2-point conversion.
Well, these teams always put it on and go at it. I mean, you can look at the other side of the stands. Roncalli has a full house. Zionsville does too, and it's a pretty brisk night out here. A lot of people here to see some good high school football.
Sean Shimbra is deep, and he'll look to receive the kick from Brent Wills. Shimbra takes it from just inside the 10. Tripped up immediately. Not much room at all, and the Roncalli Rebels are going to start deep in their own territory. Here's how it all began for Zionsville. First of all, the bad snap on the punt for Roncalli, and Scott Richmond will come in and eventually recover the fumble. But Zionsville is going to take over on downs anyway, but you take the turnover and you do something with it. They give it to Jake Stillebauer.
Well, yeah, and you see Jake Stillebauer have that hole. He sets it up perfectly by going out to the left and then just cutting up. No one there to touch him. 25-yard touchdown.
Quick one play, and it's a 7-0 ball game. Shimbra on the pitch again, but no room. Zionsville has done a nice job stacking up the run tonight.
And not only that, you see guys blitzing every time from the outside, Vince. I couldn't see who it was on that play, but every time they try to run that off-tackle play, there's not a man to account for the blitzing safety or cornerback, and that creates Shimbra with not a running lane to run through.
The Zionsville defense averaged less than 7 points per game against them this season, and that's pretty good. If you allow less than 7, you're going to win the majority, and in fact, Zionsville has done better than that. They've won them all. You see the situation facing the offense of Roncalli. Another misdirection play for the Rebels, and Himes has some running room down the sideline. Good for the first down. So we've seen that play run a couple of times, and David Himes has gained yardage both occasions.
That was a nice play call right there. I mean, it's going to fool us and the camera. Here you're going to see everybody's focus on Shimbra. Little over handoff, and nice run here. I mean, good blocking out in front. Himes almost loses his balance there, but does a good job of picking up the first down and extra yardage.
Picks up 20. Ball marked at the 41-yard line of Roncalli. That's the biggest gainer of the night so far for the Rebels. This time the fullback carries the football to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Josh Miller with his second carry of the night. Miller's an interesting story. He broke his hand early in the season, and at that time he was the backup tailback, and they say, well, he's too good to let stand on the sidelines because he's not going to get many reps behind Sean Shimbra. He's a good blocker. Let's put him at fullback, and he's really bolstered the backfield blocking for Roncalli.
He does a pretty decent job when he gets to get his hands on the ball also. 222 yards this year.
Shimbra on the second down carry. Absolutely no running room at all. And again, well, we're going to call this guy's name out quite a bit tonight. Jeff Rich, big number 50. That's a linebacker's number.
And I'll tell you what, Vince, they're flying around and getting in there, making Roncalli not run where they want to run. They want to run that off tackle. They said they may run it 12 times in a row from different variations of formations, but they are stopping it.
Zionsville has done a nice job of putting Roncalli in these tough third down situations. Shelburne looking to throw the football. He's got a man. It's Josh Miller on the sideline, but it's not going to be enough for the first down. Very near the midfield stripe, but it will bring up a fourth down for the Roncalli Rebels.
And this is what Coach Cypher said. Anytime you see Josh Miller catching the ball, it'll be play action or mostly bootleg, and you see that on the two passes he's caught. It's been a rollout, and the keys are true to form. Roncalli's going to tell you what they're going to do and make you come up and stop him.
Fourth down and 5, and another punting situation for Bruce Cypress's Roncalli Rebels. So Lucas Schroeder is deep. This time the snap is perfect. Schroeder gets off a good kick. It's going to be a bouncer, and no one's going to return it. Zionsville very close to running into that football, and they did. A Zionsville player, I believe that was Scott Richmond, did not realize the ball was kicked so short and was trying to block the Roncalli defenders, and it bounced off his foot.
And as he's walking back, he's saying, I didn't hear. You know, usually the punt return will tell you scramble. He didn't see it because it happened. The punt was so short. And what you're going to see right here, he's blocking, doing what he can, and I don't think he realizes where the ball is, but all the Roncalli players know where it is, and they push him right into it, touches his foot, it's a turnover.
Boy, an odd play, but a good one from the Roncalli Rebels, an alert play. And that just really emphasizes the communication that it takes in this game. Out to Himes in the flat, inside the 20, down to the 15. Himes has played a big role in this game so far, Charles.
Yeah, and Vincent, like we said, Roncalli likes to run almost the same plays. That play is very similar to the one Josh Miller caught 2 times, and Himes is on the receiving end of it.
Downstairs field level with Ron Sexton.
Guys, just one thing for our viewers to keep in mind, you have 2 of the best teams in Class 3A and certainly one of the top officiating crews too. As these games narrow toward the dome, they pick the best of the bunch. This is a crew actually out of Fort Wayne tonight, so they understand the pressure involved in such a big game.
Well, the bigger the games, the better the officials, the better the teams. It only makes sense, and it's an honor for these guys to have an opportunity to officiate in a game of this caliber. Shimbra, he coughs up the football, and Zionsville pounced on it. Scott Richmond, how about that, huh? He's the one that had the ball roll off his foot, and now he's the guy that recovers the fumble. And take a look, Shimbra just got popped.
Well, that's 2 fumble recoveries from Scott Richmond. There it is, the ball just comes out. I can't see who that is. That's number 4.
Aaron Stack, or no, not Stack. Stack is 9. Andrew Metzler.
Makes it come out. Scott Richmond is in the proper place, redeemed himself once again.
From the 15-yard line now. Zionsville dodged a bullet. Looking for some running room is Wagner, and he takes it to the 20. The second down and 5 for Zionsville. You see inside the final 30 seconds here in the first quarter. 2 teams that run the ball as much as these do. We're going to have a quick game tonight.
Not only that, these guys are coming off the ball. I mean, this is the crowd is intense. The players are intense. I mean, they're ready to play, and they're coming out showing it, bringing it every play.
The first quarter is going to come to an end. Shane Wagner has limped off the field. We'll get an update on his situation when we return. Zionsville leads Roncalli in the Class 3A Regional Championship game on Indy TV.
This is a scary sound, but this can be a scarier sound. It might be just a small transmission problem or one that'll take a big bite out of your wallet. To tame your worries, AMCO centers have expert technicians with state-of-the-art diagnostic tools. Fact is, half the cars serviced by AMCO centers don't need a new transmission. Bring your car to AMCO. It can be a jungle in there. AMCO, AA MCO.
You need a truck? It's time to get serious, because your Ford dealer's firing up Ford Truck Month. Don't waste your time with a bunch of scrap metal. Get incredible deals on America's best-selling trucks. Lease a Ranger, America's best-selling compact truck, for just $129 a month. Check out Explorer, America's best-selling sport utility, or get $1,000 cash back on the popular Ford Windstar. So cut through the clutter and lease a new Ranger for just $129 a month during Ford Truck Month. Your Indiana Ford dealer's the one to see right now.
Hey, basketball fans, here is an offer too good to pass up. Remember the perfect season as the 76 Hoosiers finish undefeated. The championship season looks back at Coach Knight's 3 NCAA championships. Midnight Madness takes you behind the scenes of the first practice of the 1995-96 season. And get an exclusive look at an IU practice with Bob Knight Wired. To get a fan's eye view of IU basketball, send a check or money order for $24.95 or $74.95 for the complete set to the address on your screen. Do it today.
Roncalli and Zionsville meeting for the 4th straight year in the playoffs. Roncalli has won the 3 previous meetings, but Zionsville is on top of this one, 7-0. First play, second quarter, Jake Stillebauer, who had the touchdown for Zionsville. Maybe a yard at the most. Penalty flag on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down situation, but then, of course, depending on the penalty call. Big look at Aaron Irwin, the big fella, number 75, and you see a legal procedure against Zionsville. So that's going to back up the Zionsville Eagles. Will be a 2nd down and 10 situation now for Zionsville. So 2nd and 10 for Ryan Buckley. The quarterback played only 1 series last week because of a shoulder injury, but he's looked healthy so far tonight. Wagner tripped up. Ted Yo, the fullback, trying to make the block but couldn't do it. You see the first quarter numbers, and the rushing yards, of course, are quite lopsided in Zionsville's favor, and the most important number is the top one, the score, and the Zionsville Eagles lead Roncalli 7-0 after 1, but 3 turnovers in that first quarter, Charles.
And both of them have really hurt Roncalli. They've been deep in their territory. Zionsville has 1 turnover, and I mean, we don't expect to see a lot of that with these 2 ball clubs, how they like to run the ball.
To the fullback, Yo carrying it for a yard at the most, and Roncalli's defense does the job this time in a punting situation for the Zionsville Eagles for the first time tonight. Chris Schomburg will come out onto the field. So Roncalli's defense giving up some big plays this season, but quite steady on that particular series. Schomburg barely gets it off. A couple of bounces, finally picked up and then just drilled immediately. Himes caught it on the bounce, but the Zionsville special teams, Johnny on the spot. Ball placed at the 45. That's where Roncalli will take over 1st and 10. Big day tomorrow, of course. If you happen to be a Wabash or DePaul graduate, what a football game, the Monon Bell Classic, right here on Indy TV tomorrow at 12 noon. Make sure you tune in for what's always a great game, Wabash and DePaul, for the Monon Bell on Indy TV. Roncalli 1st and 10 inside Zionsville territory already. On that punt, they'll have it at the 45. The pitch to Shimbra, and Shimbra absolutely no running room, and there again the linebacker Adam Metzler.
I'm telling you, Vince, every time they run this play, it's like they're in Roncalli's huddle. They know where they're going. Here you're going to see on the replay, Andrew Metzler just comes in and destroys, Adam Metzler, sorry, comes in and destroys the back. And the reason why, there are 5 guys over there and only 3 blockers. the law of averages says the guys with the most people are going to win that battle, and that's what's happening right now with Zionsville.
Roncalli, the winningest program in the state over the past 4 seasons, but right now the Rebels find themselves in a hole. 2nd and 11. Shelburne looking to throw the football. He's got a man open, and Josh Miller couldn't hold on, and he's upset with himself. Let's go downstairs to Ron Sexton. Ronnie?
Guys, the coaches were really concerned coming into this game given the grinded-out nature. There's a lot of traffic on this football field during the week with soccer season, and I understand Little League also has its share of time on this field as well. But speaking to a few of the players, they say the footing is still sound. We'll have to check that again, though, in the second half.
The field is nice and soft, too, being down out on the field before the game. Sometimes in the winter season, that field can be hard like concrete, but it was kind of cushiony and gummy almost out there.
It may have helped with the guys, the other people being out here, because usually fields are a lot harder at this point in the season.
3rd and long for the Rebels. Has a man out of the flat. Himes has caught the football, looking for some running room. Still making his way. He's got a first down. Great individual effort from David Himes. That play looked like it was going to go for maybe a yard or two, and Himes somehow kept picking holes for the first down.
Himes has been Roncalli's offense. He has made things happen. Here you're going to see a screen set up, and Himes does a good job of catching the ball right here. He has his 2 linemen out in front. Makes a guy miss right there. That's what you got to do. The lineman turns around. He outruns the lineman, makes another guy miss, does a good job of making 4 people miss him on that play. He did everything, and he has been the offense for Roncalli up to this point.
The ball inside the Zionsville 30. You see the numbers on Himes. He's back trying to get a drink of water and catch his breath. Shimbra picks up a few yards. It'll be 2nd down and about 7 for the Roncalli Rebels. You know, the one thing about Shimbra, he ran for over 2,000 yards this season, 30 touchdowns rushing, and remember, he's just a junior. I mean, at this pace, he will become the all-time leading rusher in Roncalli history if he can put up these kind of numbers again next year. The all-time leading rusher in school history, Joe Gillum, played back in the mid-'80s at Roncalli. He started 3 seasons. Shimbra's doing it in 2. Shelburne, a man wide open, just shy of the goal line, and I tell you what, if he could have stayed on his feet, it would have been a touchdown, but Greg Goss went right to the ground, and he landed just shy of the goal line.
And I'll tell you what, Vince, the thing that sets this up is Roncalli has run that play so much. They've run that off tackle that it leaves the receiver wide open. Greg Goss, I mean, they kind of forget that he's there.
Goss, you see the numbers this season. Very close to his 3rd touchdown, but he just stopped about a foot or 2 short of the goal line. Right away, Shelburne takes it in himself. Touchdown. So Anthony Shelburne takes it in, and Roncalli is on the board for the first time tonight. Well, the Rebels are a run-oriented team. You could call them a run-dominated team, but they use the run to set up that play action.
Exactly. Shelburne only has 32 passes completed, but 9 touchdowns, 10 now. And here you're going to see Shelburne just get the ball, go in for the score.
Nice move on the quarterback sneak, and why not? When you get that close, call your own number. Huh?
Exactly.
Nick Long, the snap, the place, and the kick is perfect. We're knotted up, 7 apiece. 2nd quarter action as the Indy TV Game of the Week takes another step on the road to the Dome.
Stop everything for the big fall blowout sale at Philestis Chevrolet Geo. Over $10 million in inventory. Every car and truck must be sold. Get up to $10,000 in discounts. You could even buy a car for $1. You want a better way to save? Try no money down and no payments till '97. Special financing and all credit applications accepted. Plus, every vehicle sold comes with 50 free Hooray Instant tickets from the Hoosier Lottery. The big fall blowout sale. Now at Philestis Chevrolet Geo.
Welcome to the new Comcast. Now most customers can choose ESPN2, the History Channel, Comedy Central, the Sci-Fi Channel, and the Learning Channel. Upgraded areas can enjoy the TV Food Network, the Golf Channel, Outdoor Life, Home and Garden TV, and blockbuster movie hits on Comcast Home Theater. Best of all, now you can have cable TV installed for only $4.95. Call 872-2225 today and find out why Comcast is clearly the future.
The city, Bloomington, home to one of the world's greatest universities. The school, IU, home to 5 national basketball championships. The coach, Robert Montgomery Knight. The station, Indy TV. Join Indy TV Sports Director Vince Welch for an exclusive look at IU basketball with in-depth game analysis, player interviews, and of course a talk with the coach. Don't miss the hour-long Bob Knight Show, Sunday morning at 11 on Indy TV.
For the first time tonight, Nick Long will get to kick off for Roncalli. The Rebels have tied the game with 8:32 to play in the contest. Second quarter action. Josh Kelly takes it from inside the 10. He's got some running room. Finally tripped up. Good defensive play on the special teams. Nick Christ in there to make the stop for Roncalli. Well, here's how the Rebels set up that touchdown. It was a 1-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, but it was set up by this play. Shelburne to Goss.
Play action pass. Goss runs a corner route, is wide open because that run-oriented stance of Roncalli.
6-play drive, covered just over 2 minutes, and Shelburne, the quarterback, called his own number on the 1-yarder. Ball marked at the 22-yard line. Zionsville has it, 1st and 10, all tied up. They'll give it to Shane Wagner. Trying to turn the corner, can't do it. Picks up a few yards, and the fullback there, Andrew Metzler, looked like somebody might have rolled over his leg. You saw Metzler kind of hop around out of the picture, and we'll see if he's going to be okay. That would be a blow to Zionsville because he's not only the fullback but also an outstanding linebacker. You see that Roncalli defense, kind of a hit and read defense, and they've done a nice job so far. Wagner picked up 5 on the play, so it's 2nd and 5. Metzler trying to throw a block for Wagner again. Going to be very close to the first down. Takes it up near the 35-yard line. They'll mark it at about the 34, and the chains are moving. First down for Zionsville. Good crowd here tonight, both the Zionsville sideline and the Roncalli sideline, packed with fans, and it's that time of year, state tournament time.
Well, everybody's getting excited. I mean, even though the game is on Indy TV, everybody wants to come out and see it live, so that makes it even good for us.
And that's the way it should be. The fans, if they're real fans, they're going to come out to the game.
Exactly.
1st and 10. Passes. Boy, that was ugly. It was partially deflected, I believe, as Buckley tried to throw it out in the flat on the little wide receiver screen to Josh Kelly, but well, that was ugly.
And then once it was deflected, it becomes a lateral, and they end up losing 10 yards on that play.
Well, and I want to see, as you get a look at Larry McWhorter, he had the head coach on top of the press box. That's where he coaches the game from. Doesn't do it down on the sidelines.
I've never seen that, Vince. I've never seen a head coach up top.
Quite an interesting approach, but it's worked so far at 11-0. When your record's 11-0, don't change now. 2nd and 20 now from the 25. And now we've got a penalty against Zionsville, so it's going to be 2nd and 25. I don't know if we have that replay or not of that backwards pass as to whether or not that might have been deflected or not, Charles, but it's a dangerous play. We'll see that here in just a moment. Keep an eye and see if this pass from Buckley was actually tipped or maybe just slipped out of his hand.
Vince, I think it was deflected right here. You're going to see a hand come out.
No, that just slipped right out of his hand, didn't it?
Slipped right out of his hand.
Absolutely. Well, I didn't think there was any way a pass could be that that poor, and we should give Buckley a little bit of credit. Normally, he's a little more accurate than that, but it obviously did slip right out of his hand. Metzler handling the football, the fullback trying to catch Roncalli off guard, but picks up just a couple. It'll be 3rd and long.
Well, it's funny you say that about Buckley. He's suffering from a shoulder injury. I wonder if it's bothering him right now.
Metzler on the quick hitter. Not much running room as Aaron Irwin in there to make the stop.
And one of the reasons I say that is at 2nd and long, I'd be thinking they would be in a pass situation. They have not really thrown the ball much tonight. So I don't know if his shoulder is bothering him.
Zionsville, when they do throw it, they like to put it out in the flat, the deep sideline patterns, and that looks like what Buckley's looking for this time, and it's incomplete. Well over the head of the intended target. It was going to be well short of the first down anyway, so it's a 4th down punting situation for the Zionsville Eagles. Chris Schomburg will come out onto the field, and there's a look at David Himes, so far the offensive star of the night for the Roncalli Rebels. He's had a big game. A couple of nice runs and a good pass reception and pickup on a screen.
And has done a good job on defense as well. Vince, he's a strong safety for Roncalli.
Kick is not a good one. The punt off the side of the foot, and it's going to be marked inside the Zionsville 40. So the special teams playing a role today, both good and bad.
Well, I think with two teams evenly matched like this is one thing you got to really look at, the special teams. Are they going to really be special tonight or not? I mean, both teams have struggled on special teams, and it could make the difference in this game.
The numbers on Shelburne this season. Maybe his best game of the year, 7 of 11 for 155 yards and a couple of rushing touchdowns against Batesville. Excellent field position, and there you see penalty flags as movement all over the Zionsville defensive front. You can't give Roncalli this kind of field position, I don't think, Charles. The Roncalli Rebels, and for that matter, you can't give that kind of field position to Zionsville if the situations were reversed, because these offenses are just too good.
Exactly, and here you're going to see the defense is really geared up, ready to go. I mean, Roncalli does a good job of holding their water and making Zionsville come off sides.
So now a 1st and 5 situation from the 32. Shimbra, some running room. Takes it up to the 25-yard line, and that's going to be very close to a 1st down. I think he's got it. They're going to move the chains. So Sean Shimbra, 3-sport player, football, basketball, baseball, does a little bit of everything. Over 200 yards rushing last week.
Once again, a little off-tackle play. Does a good job of getting it up inside. The most running room he's had all night.
Shimbra 258 yards in one game earlier this season, so he can really turn it loose, and he's turned the corner. Close to another 1st down as he takes it near the 15-yard line, and that's what you've got to be careful of if you're the Zionsville defense, is letting Shimbra turn the corner. But another penalty flag, blocked below the knees against Roncalli, so that run is coming back.
You're exactly right, Vince. You can't let this guy get outside because he has too much speed and does a good job of getting up the field. The thing I like about Shimbra, what he did down here, is he didn't think he could get anywhere but if he went under. He got real low and dove for the 1st down. It didn't matter because it was a block earlier, but I like to see that.
So a big penalty, and that's going to bring the football back to the 42-yard line for Roncalli. So that's a costly penalty. 1st and 28. Shimbra, the deep back. Play action, and Shelburne just tripped and fell. They wanted to throw the football on the play action, but Shelburne just lost his footing. And Bruce Cypress, he said, wait a minute, that's not the way we diagrammed that play.
Well, now 2nd to Westville, 2nd and going to Westville. They got a long way to go now, Vince.
Lost 6 on the play, and it'll bring up 2nd and 34. Well, they need a couple of big pass plays just to get close to the 1st down now.
And they don't like to be in this situation. They're a run-oriented team. They don't have a lot of passing plays in their repertoire. And it'll be interesting to see if they can pick this up.
Do you throw the draw at him here, or you're going to throw at Shelburne over the middle? Excellent catch. Goss on the receiving end, and what a great grab that was. Diving across the middle for the catch.
Just called me sticky fingers. That was a great grab by Goss. He's made 2 big catches in this game already. Here you're going to see Shelburne drop back, Goss crossing the middle, does a good job of laying out. Ooh, you like to see that.
Well, that was terrific. But it's still 3rd and long. How about 3rd and 22 for the Roncalli Rebels? Misdirection, and it goes nowhere. Himes had success on that play a couple of times earlier tonight, but Zionsville's defensive penetration was so deep, Himes had nowhere to run.
And they've run that play too many times, Vince. You can see that coming by earlier plays that they've run. Here you're going to see them try to set it up again. That's kind of like their draw, but it doesn't work. The penetration right there is excellent by the Zionsville defense.
Boy, and Zionsville still never brought Himes down.
And you see Ramey Miller, nicknamed Reggie Miller. The guys over there at Zionsville call him that, trying to pull a guy back. Say, come here, man, you're not going anywhere.
Punt is going deep. Zionsville didn't have anybody back. And the Eagles will have to start deep in their own territory. Ball down at about the 10-yard line. Well, we told you about the Monon Bell game being on NDTV tomorrow 12 noon, and then we'll wrap it up tomorrow night with the girls volleyball state championship. Looking forward to that tomorrow night at Market Square Arena for the 2nd year in a row. NDTV bringing you the title match. The Final Four includes Martinsville, Cathedral, Fort Wayne Northrop, and Mishawaka. We'll have the final for you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Great day for sports tomorrow on NDTV.
A great weekend with this game tonight. And of course, the Bob Knight Show and Sports Sunday on Sunday. Wagner looking for some running room. Picks up about 3 as he takes it up near the 15-yard line as you see the time remaining in the first half. Tied at 7 apiece, Roncalli and Zionsville. The Eagles got on the board first with a Jake Stillebauer touchdown. And Roncalli countered with a long pass. Greg Goss received it down to the 1-yard line, and then Anthony Shelburne took it in himself for the 1-yarder, tying the game.
And the pace of this game has been very fast.
Well, 2 teams that run the football as much as these do. It's going to be a quick one tonight, you expect anyway. That saves you more time for overtime, Charles, as Wagner again is stacked up before he can get the first down. The Roncalli defense is there really making life difficult for the Zionsville ground attack. Excuse me, Charles,
Sorry
go
about
ahead.
that. We talked so much before the game about the offenses, but the defenses for both teams have really played a role in this game so far.
Well, and I think we saw that last year with these 2 teams as well. 2 high-powered offenses, but the defenses are also so good. And when you put up big numbers offensively, sometimes the defense is overshadowed. But they're earning their stripes tonight. Big 3rd down situation for Zionsville. Buckley. What a hit. Eric Levenhagen coming across the middle for that one and hit him in the hands, but then he was just absolutely belted. What a big hit from Stahl. We saw Ryan Stahl deliver a hit earlier tonight, and he does the same.
Hello.
My name is
Nice
Ryan
to
Stahl.
meet you.
Levenhagen still down on the ground, but he's on one knee, just trying to catch his breath, I'm sure, after that hit. His arms were extended, so he took a pretty good shot in the rib cage area. But he's a tough one. You just saw him say he's okay, and Levenhagen going to the sideline.
That was a big hit, Vince. A very big hit.
Well, and that kind of hit makes you think about it the next time you're coming over the middle.
Or you'll go and tell the quarterback, hey, get it down. Don't kill me.
Schomburg back the punt. Snap a little wide, but he handles it and boots it away. Himes calls for a fair catch at about the 43. That's where Roncalli will have it. 1st and 10 when we return on the NDTV Game of the Week.
Family coming to your house for the holidays? You know, new furniture looks and feels so good. Don't wait for year-end sales. Buy your furniture now at the Bullock Furniture pre-holiday sale. Store-wide savings are going on now. Have new furniture in your home for the holidays and get the lowest prices of the year. Make no down payment, no payment, and no interest till May of '97. The Bullock Furniture pre-holiday sale. Savings, quality, and no money till May. You'll love it. Your family will love it. New furniture, huge savings, and no money till May. Now at the Bullock Furniture pre-holiday sale.
Tired of heavy meals? Try Subway. Fresh baked bread, fresh meats, fresh veggies, and plenty of 6-inch subs with just 6 grams of fat or less. Subway. Big on taste, not on fat.
What am I doing? Am I too old for this? Can my body take this?
At Anthem, we know that if we can help with the questions, the answers will become clear.
What will this do to our love life?
That's why we developed our maternity care program, to help deliver your answers as well as a healthy baby.
Will my baby be okay?
Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Get well, be well, stay well.
Zionsville and Roncalli, quite a battle just as we expected, and the Rebels with an opportunity to maybe grab some momentum going to the locker room with the football 1st and 10 in Zionsville territory at the 43. Shelburne looking to throw the football under some pressure. He's going to tuck it and run, and he's tripped up. Jeremy Starkey there to make the tackle after Shelburne picked up about 6 on the play, but he had plenty of green yard in front of him. Starkey might have saved a big play there.
Well, here you're going to see Shelburne does a good job of getting out of the pocket, but Starkey, the pursuit is there.
Timeout on the field. Just under 2 minutes to play as you get a good look at Jeremy Starkey, the 6'1", 240-pound senior. We'll return on the road to the Dome.
With variable resistance, it's no wonder Consumer Digest rated CardioGlide a best buy. Call now.
Did you know that the average transmission has 13 different seals that can leak? And that these trouble spots can carry a small price tag or a big one? But don't panic. AMCO centers have expert technicians with state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to give your transmission a complete going over. And fact is, half the cars serviced by AMCO centers don't need a new transmission. AMCO, AA, MCO.
On The Parenthood, it's sister versus sister.
You think you're all that just because you wear a bra.
Sunday night at 8 on NDTV.
They haven't played together for more than 20 years. But now, reunited for the first time on network television. It's Steve Harvey and the High Tops? If they can survive rehearsal.
Dang.
An all-new Steve Harvey.
Sunday night at 8:30 on NDTV.
Following the Roncalli timeout, the Rebels have it 2nd and 5. From the 38, Shelburne looking to throw the football, and he's going to be sacked. Jeff Rich. And the Zionsville fans love his performance so far tonight. What a big game Rich is having from the linebacker spot.
Well, here you're going to see, Vince, this play is going to take some time, and they normally don't do a straight drop back. Tries to set up a long pass downfield, but Jeff Rich sniffs it out, gets in there, and makes a big play.
Well, he ran right through the fullback, Josh Miller, trying to block Rich on the blitz.
And Josh Miller is a good blocker.
3rd and 13, all the way back to the 46 now. Shelburne looking to throw it again. Roncalli trying to get something in the end zone before halftime. He's got a man wide open. A great throw from Shelburne to Sean Shimbra. Wow, the 7th reception of the season for Shimbra, and it was a big one. I tell you what, Shelburne really threw that ball well.
And they here they line up Shimbra in the wing position, runs a corner route. Nobody's around him. I mean, the guys are there, but they're about 5 yards away. He does a good job of catching the ball, bringing it in, picking up the first down. That was a big play.
36-yard gain down to the 12-yard line. Inside of a minute, this would be a big score for Roncalli if they can get one in the end zone here just before the intermission. Zionsville's defense has got to step up and make some plays. Roncalli looking to throw it again. They're going to the end zone, and it's intercepted. Aaron Stack with the interception.
And Vince, I tell you what, they've run that play about 4 or 5 times tonight. And right here, you're going to see Anthony Shelbourne hang the ball up too high. It's a boot action pass. Josh Miller is out in the flat. He has a receiver deep, but he doesn't get the ball out there far enough. And when he doesn't do that, Aaron Stack comes up with a great interception. There you see it right there.
Well, I tell you what, and Bruce Cyphers has coached a lot more football than I have, but when you've got a running back that's carried it over 2,000 yards this season, I'd maybe put the ball in his hands down there.
Well, you're moving away from what you really like to do. You're getting out of your comfort zone.
40 seconds to play, second quarter. Handoff up the middle, and there's plenty of running room now. Stillebauer takes it. Stopped at the 40. And Zionsville might not be done yet. 30 seconds to play. 31 on the clock, and Stillebauer, who has the Zionsville touchdown earlier tonight, 21 yards on the pickup, and look at the hole he has to run through, Charles.
This is the Red Sea, the opening of the Red Sea. Here you see there's nobody there. I mean, he just hits the hole and runs. Doesn't get touched till he's about 30 yards down the field.
Zionsville talking things over here on a 1st and 10 now from the 41, and there's the kicker, Brent Wills, warming up in case the Eagles would happen to get in field goal range. He's kicked 4 of them so far this season, but not from much distance. Let's go downstairs to Ron Sexton for a preview of what's coming up at halftime. Ron?
Guys, it's high school football tonight and Division III college football tomorrow as the Monon Bell takes prominence once again in Crawfordsville, Indiana. We'll have live coverage of Wabash and DePaul, a high noon kickoff. Also at halftime, we'll get the latest from the Indianapolis Colts. You think 5-5 is bad? The Jets are in town this weekend. They're 1-9.
Well, that just puts pressure on you to beat a team that's 1-9. You don't want to lose to one of those.
Jets can score on offense.
Stillebauer with more running room. He's got some great speed. He's turned the corner and going to the sidelines before finally being run out of bounds. Still 22 seconds to play. So Zionsville has really turned the table on Roncalli.
And I tell you what, Josh Kelly, the road runner, picks up a nice block downfield. Stillebauer has so much room there, the line just caves him down. But there you see Josh Kelly with a nice block. Stillebauer picks up 10 or 15 extra yards from that block by Josh Kelly.
44-yard gain from Stillebauer. Just a sophomore, and he's a little quicker than Wagner, and that's probably why you're seeing him at this stage. Got that speed. Again, Stillebauer up the middle. Kind of takes a hop step, picks up a few yards, and Zionsville immediately calls a timeout. 18 seconds to play. Don't go anywhere. The Eagles might yet put it in the end zone before halftime. We'll return on the Indy TV Game of the Week.
It's bigger, it's badder, it's better.
It's Truck Month at your local Ford dealer.
And the savings are bigger than ever. Lease a new Ranger, America's best-selling compact truck, for just $129 a month. That's just $129 a month. Check out Ford Explorer, America's best-selling sport utility. Or get $1,000 cash back on a popular front-wheel drive Ford Windstar. It's bigger, it's badder, it's better. It's Truck Month, and your Indiana Ford dealer's the one to see to lease a new Ranger for just $129 a month.
You want to ride. You want to tone. To shape. To condition. You want the best. Cardioglide by Westlaw.
Rated by Consumer Digest as a best buy. With variable resistance, it's no wonder Consumer Digest rated Cardioglide a best buy. Call now.
The ball at about the 23-yard line. It's 2nd and 7 for Zionsville. Buckley's got to throw the football. He's going over the middle, and it is incomplete. Intended for Josh Kelly. Goss on the defense. And that was right on the money, a little bit high, but Kelly at least had an opportunity to grab it.
Play action post, deep post. high, awful high, and I think Buckley's shoulder is bothering him because all his passes have either been high or the ball has kind of come out in a funny trajectory. And right there, he had Kelly open for a minute, but good play by the defense.
They fake it to Stillebauer, and Buckley ducks one defender and then throws it for Kelly on the sideline. It's incomplete. Maybe a little disoriented after having to duck the defender there was Buckley. Buckley trying to keep the hands warm, and that's something we might take into consideration tonight too. As cool as it is outside, those quarterbacks might have some trouble keeping a good grip on the football.
That could also be the case. Buckley did a real nice job right there of avoiding the sack.
The ball marked outside the 20, and it's 3rd and 8. Make it 4th down and 8. The last play of the half here is Buckley's going to put it up for grabs, and it's Gamer who can't handle it. And you see 3 ticks of the clock still left, so Roncalli might have one last opportunity to put it either in the air deep or a big running play, and we'll see if maybe they just don't put a knee down.
I'm really surprised by that call because I was thinking that with 7 seconds to go, they would go to the end zone. They went to it the previous play. You didn't have enough time to catch the ball and call a timeout. So I was kind of surprised by that last call, or maybe the deep pattern wasn't open on that particular play.
Anticipate Roncalli maybe just putting a knee down here to win the first half, and the Rebels do just that. Boy, it was a good first half. Each team with a couple of opportunities they weren't able to capitalize on, but a good knotted up 7-7 ball game, just as we expected from these two ball clubs. 7-7, Roncalli and Zionsville. The Eagles haven't lost since these two teams met a year ago in this very game, the regional championship contest. 11-0 against 10-1. Let's go downstairs to Ron Sexton.
Thank you, Vince. Coach Cypress talking about the first half key play, the interception. A lot of folks want to know why the running Rebels didn't try to run it in there.
Well, we didn't have much time left. We had momentum going our direction. There was 50-some seconds left on the clock. We thought we could catch him off guard, and I think if he'd have thrown the pass a little bit sooner, he was open over in the corner of the end zone. He just underthrew it a little bit. The passes carried us in the first half, which is uncharacteristic of our football team this year, but it's what's been making things happen here.
What do you tell your team at halftime now?
We need to come out and be a little more aggressive than we were in the first half. We had 3 or 4 mistakes here that cost us big time with penalties, a fumble, and we've got to correct that.
Coach, best of luck.
Thank you.
All locked up at 7.
Bruce Cypress, the 1994 Indiana High School Football Coach of the Year. And you can bet there's going to be some coaching in these respective locker rooms here at the intermission. We're at halftime. Zionsville and Roncalli tied on the Indy TV Game of the Week.
Fresh produce is key. It's my reputation at stake. At Meijer, I handpick lettuces, berries, artichokes, flat leaf spinach. All fresher than any wholesaler can get. You don't win culinary Olympic medals using average ingredients. That's why I get my produce at Meijer. I want every guest to feel that they deserve those medals.
Women don't sweat, they glow.
Times change.
Eat from the 4 major food groups every day.
You gotta play by today's rules.
Get 8 hours of sleep every night.
When you can't get 8 hours, make the most of the sleep you do get. On a Big Sur waterbed, you'll get a deeper, more relaxing sleep. Because, hey, you never know when.
Amy, we're going to a movie. Meet us at the mall.
Big Sur waterbeds, America's largest.
They play for its claim. They play for the right to brag of the victory. This year, they play live on Indy TV. The Wabash College Little Giants, the DePaul University Tigers, the 103rd meeting, and the game for the Monon Bell. Saturday, November 16th at high noon on Indy TV.
The 103rd Monon Bell Classic, brought to you in part by Andy Moore Chevy. Come to Andy Moore Chevy Country. And by Faber's B Window, proud to sponsor the 103rd Monon Bell Classic.
The fans enjoying a good one here at Zionsville. Roncalli and the host Eagles tied at 7 apiece. Time now for our halftime show on a brisk but beautiful evening up in Boone County. Let's go downstairs to Ron Sexton.
Coming up, guys, we'll of course check out the scoreboard and try to pick a pretty good semi-state matchup for next Friday night here on NDTV. Next week, prime time. You might look for your school if they're still alive in tournament action. 8 o'clock kickoff time as the road to the Dome will exit off one more time before the RCA Dome and the state championships. That's next Friday night right here on NDTV. Now we'll leave the road to the Dome tomorrow and pick up I-74. Hit Crawfordsville, Indiana for another Monon Bell Classic, the 103rd all-time meeting between DePaul and Wabash. And since the Monon Bell was introduced back in 1932, wouldn't you know it, the series is all locked up between the two schools. For more on the Monon Bell, let's start with a few words from both head coaches.
I like the way it rallies the campus together, and the spirit on campus is much greater, and to see a lot of alumni, they make one game a year, one game every 5 years. It's the Monon Bell game, so it is a special game to be part of, and I appreciate being part of the tradition.
And there's really a hunger on my part, there's no question. You're just tired of losing, and we've had losing season the last 2 years, and it always comes down to one play or two. Every game comes down to 3 or 4 key plays, and we certainly hope and we feel they're going to be on our behalf on Saturday afternoon.
I feel sympathy for them. They had 4 years, and this will be the 3rd class that's never seen the bell, so hopefully they can keep the tradition going. It will only happen one other time in the 103 years we've been playing that a team has been able to keep it for that long.
It's so intense. I mean, I have a lot of respect for the Wabash players and their coaches, and they got a great program. And it's intense. That's the best way to describe it. It's total intensity.
And again, our coverage begins at high noon here tomorrow on NDTV live from Little Giant Stadium in Crawfordsville, Indiana. The Wabash Little Giants have won the last 3 games in this affair, but DePaul is unbeaten. Also interesting, too, this is always a separate season for these two teams, it seems, but a conference championship is on the line tomorrow. Now, tomorrow night, another championship. High school volleyball live from Market Square Arena. Vince Welch and the Shondells with the call tomorrow night at 8 o'clock right here on NDTV. Let's talk about a team that is struggling right now. The Indianapolis Colts, 5-5 overall this season, will get a break of sorts, you would think, but last time they played the New York Jets, it was disastrous from an injury standpoint, and the Jets certainly feel like this is a game they can win. Here's more words now from the Colts complex.
You know, some people were writing us off last year at this time too, and as long as the guys in the locker room still believe that we can get it done, my confidence is high. My confidence is high in this team, and in the coaches and what we're trying to do. So we're excited about this game coming up. We got a tough one, we know. Nobody's taking the Jets anywhere near lightly. We know they're a good football team, and getting ready for this game.
I think the attitude is, remember where we were 3 years ago. We're right back there. You know, start of the season, we had a lot of friends, 4-0, 5-0, whatever. And now we're right back to where, you know, we all started out from. And that's just fighting for our lives to get some respect. And we know that some people may take these Jets lightly because of their record, but they have played an awfully lot better recently than the last time we faced them. So I'm sure that they're feeling pretty comfortable with how they're moving the ball and playing defense. So this is going to be a great challenge for us. And if we can get this win, we're going to feel really good about it.
Well, we know right now our backs are against the wall, and one thing we have to do is pretty much just stick together and not go pretty much outside this locker room. We know what we can do out there on the football field is the fact of us going out there and actually accomplishing what we have set to do. That's not creating turnovers, starting creating turnovers, going out there and more playing football and start rolling over on our backs.
We need to be focused, and we're going to need to be focused every game from here on, and you know, get that little spark back that we had earlier in the football season. But you know, we're not suffering from anything. Some wins won't cure for us. If we can get some here, get one at a time, and go from there. So I think we're going to have to play a really good football game this week against the Jets to be effective. Hopefully, we'll go out there and not make the mistakes we've been making and play well.
So Captain Comeback will look to get back on track where he first earned that moniker against the New York Jets. Sunday, the Colts and Jets from the RCA Dome. There's another guy who's struggling, Marshall Falk. The Colts trying to pick up the offense this Sunday. We'll have it all for you coming up on Sports Sunday here on NDTV Sunday night at 6:30. Plus, the Ball State Cardinals making noise as well. We hope to hear from head coach Bill Lynch this Sunday on NDTV Sports Sunday. Meantime, It's high school football, second half regional action from Zionsville High School. A good one. We're all tied at 7 on the NDTV Game of the Week.
Cars have come a long way, and since 1988, many of them come with computer-controlled transmissions. That's why AMCO centers have expert technicians with state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to spot the difference between a simple transmission problem and a complicated one. No wonder half the cars serviced by AMCO centers don't need a new transmission. AMCO is leading the way in the transmission business, and no one is even close to catching us. AMCO, AA, MCO.
A cereal is only as satisfying as the good things that go into it. Whole grain oats, bushels of almonds, sun-ripened fruit. These are the good things you'll find in Oatmeal Crisp, a breakfast cereal made with the hearty goodness of whole grain oats for a more satisfying oatmeal taste. Oatmeal Crisp, a hearty, satisfying cereal.
Only nature could inspire so perfect a fragrance. Vanilla Fields.
When pulses race and hearts beat fast, it's more than the altitude. It's Aspen. Aspen Cologne for Men. Live the life.
The Zionsville Eagles and Roncalli Rebels all locked up, 7 apiece, halftime on the NDTV Game of the Week. It's halftime. I'm Ron Sexton. Sideline, along with Michael B., the athletic director of Zionsville High School. Let's first get your thoughts on this crowd tonight. Very impressive turnout for you.
It's been a real good turnout, but we've known for 4 years that Roncalli and Zionsville is going to be a good crowd.
What's it going to take for the Eagles to come away with one here tonight?
They're going to have to stop making mistakes, and they're going to have to sustain a couple drives and punch a few in.
Tell us about Zionsville. The fall sports season wrapped up on most fronts with the exception of football.
Yeah, it's been a real good fall season for us. Both of our soccer teams, the girls and boys teams, were both ranked in the top 20 all year. Our tennis team won a sectional for the 5th straight year, wound up 15-3 in dual matches. Our boys and girls cross-country teams had real successful seasons, capped by the boys winning 2 or 3 invitational cross-country meets. Our volleyball team, in what was supposed to be a rebuilding year, wound up with 21 wins and 9 losses. And, of course, the whole thing's been capped off by a very impressive showing by our football team to this point.
Well, best of luck to you and the Eagles.
Appreciate it.
Michael B., the AD here at Zionsville High School. Let's go back upstairs to Vince Welch.
Thank you, Ron, and we'll update you on some scores from around the state so far tonight. Of course, a very busy night for high school football, and let's begin in Class 5A. Jim Belden trying to extend his coaching career in a real battle with Fort Wayne Schneider. That game tied up. Ben Davis and Lawrence Central, they played in the mud last year. A lot better conditions this season, and it's still a good contest. The Giants on top. Penn wanting maybe another opportunity to deal with Ben Davis somewhere down the road, leading Portage 14-zip at the half. If Penn would win, they would get the winner of Carmel and Fort Wayne Schneider. And there's Martinsville continuing to build steam as the playoffs continue. Class 4A football action. Cathedral, we saw how good the Irish could be, 14-3 over McCutcheon. Hobart leading Munster. That game still in the second quarter by a touchdown. Hobart on top. Fort Wayne and Goshen tied at 14 apiece. Fort Wayne, the Generals, with an outstanding ball club. Elsewhere around the state, Fort Wayne Lures and Oak Hill in 2A action tied up at 21 apiece. A shootout there at halftime. Tri-West all over Hagerstown, 42-zip at the half. Who's going to beat Tri-West this season? Carroll leading Fountain Central. That game is in the third. And Carroll and their outstanding running back, Frank Vega, already with 1 state championship, trying to make it 2 state titles up in northern Indiana. It's the NDTV Game of the Week. Zionsville and Roncalli in quite a contest, all knotted up at 7 apiece. The latest step on the road to the Dome.
Family coming to your house for the holidays? You know, new furniture looks and feels so good. Don't wait for year-end sales. Buy your furniture now at the Bullock Furniture pre-holiday sale. Store-wide savings are going on now. Have new furniture in your home for the holidays and get the lowest prices of the year. Make no down payment, no payment, and no interest till May of '97. The Bullock Furniture pre-holiday sale. Savings, quality, and no money till May. You'll love it. Your family will love it. New furniture, huge savings, and no money till May. Now at the Bullock Furniture pre-holiday sale.
Can I get some milk, please?
She got the last one.
Excuse me, I'll be right back, okay?
We need 2 specials. All right, let's not take half of the bag, huh? You become a sweet taste in my mouth. Ooh.
Hi, sweetie.
Got milk? Check, please. When it's a timely wrap-up of the weekend in sports you seek, set your sights on Indy TV and Sports Sunday. We'll do it when it's still news and when it's convenient to you.
This week on Sports Sunday, find out if the Colts could snap their 4-game losing streak. Highlights of the Colts and Jets plus post-game reaction on Sports Sunday.
Check out Sports Sunday, Central Indiana's most comprehensive weekend sports wrap-up show.
Sports Sunday at 6:30 on Indy TV, brought to you in part by Arby's. It's better out here.
First half statistics, the score, of course, knotted up at 7 apiece. Maybe a bit surprising. Zionsville dominating the rushing category and Roncalli dominating the passing category. Quite different than what we've expected from these two teams, but you see the total yards very even, and turnovers have been quite a key tonight, Charles.
Well, I think for the passing yard situation, Brian Buckley hadn't been able to get on track. And for the turnovers, Roncalli has made some costly turnovers at key times. That one in the end zone, I think, was really crucial to them because they had the momentum going at that point.
That sure would have been a big lift for Roncalli if they could have put points on the board going into the intermission. The score tied up at 7 apiece. Let's look at some of the first half highlights from this one. And of course, a big play on special teams. The snap is low and Lucas Schroeder can't handle it, and really on 4th down didn't have many options. Scott Richmond ended up recovering the fumble, and Zionsville had the football 1st and 10, and then Jake Stillebauer worked a little magic, 25 yards out. Just look at that hole. I mean, he just picked his hole and ran right through it. Touchdown.
Sets it up real nice and gets through the hole very quick.
Roncalli scored on a run play, but this is the connection that set it up. The pass from Shelburne to Goss, and then here's the interception on a 7-7 ball game late in the first half. Shelburne going into the end zone trying to find an open man, and it's picked off by Aaron Stack, a huge defensive play for the Zionsville Eagles.
And looking at that interception, we thought for sure he was one of Josh Miller because he was wide open. He had been going to him so many times on that same play previously.
Roncalli and Zionsville tied at 7 apiece. Anticipating second half action coming your way momentarily, and we'll return to Zionsville with the second half kickoff in just a moment.
Do I have it? Is it spreading? Would I know a lump if I felt it?
At Anthem, we know that if we can help with the questions, the answers will become clear.
Would my husband look at me differently?
That's why we developed our mammography reminder program, so you can live with answers instead of uncertainty.
How will I know?
Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Get well, be well, stay well.
Over $10 million in inventory must go. Don't miss the big fall blowout sale now at Bill Estes Chevrolet GL.
It's Puck and Pigskin Pandemonium as Indianapolis Downtown Inc. and Indy TV offer you the hottest sports ticket deal in town. That's right, for only $35, you can see the Colts battle the Eagles at the RCA Dome and watch the Aggies take on the Milwaukee Admirals at Market Square Arena. Get off the couch and show your Who's Your Pride with Puck and Pigskin Pandemonium. Give yourself an early holiday gift with tickets to see the Colts and Eagles December 5th and the Ice and Admirals January 24th. It's 2 great sporting events for only $35. Call 266-1234 today to order your tickets.
Next on the Reed Duffy Chronicles, a look back 50 years at IU's only undisputed Big Ten football championship, a restaurant in Valparaiso where every day is Thanksgiving, a Frankfurt company that is delighted these things are coming back, and the day Life magazine came to IU and lived to regret it. On the next Reed Duffy Chronicles, Sunday night at 6.
Tied at 7 in the regional championship game. Let's go downstairs with Ron Sexton.
Thank you, Vince. Zionsville head coach McWhorter, what'd you tell your team at halftime? Each team has had chances.
Well, that's true. We told our team that we can't expect Roncalli to make that many mistakes this half. We're going to have to go out and earn it.
What's one key to the second half, you think?
See if we can generate a little bit of pass rush. No one said Roncalli couldn't throw the ball. It's just that they usually choose not to. So we've got to do a little bit better job in
covering and pass rush. Best of luck to you. Thank you very much. Go head back upstairs.
Larry McWhorter replaced Dan Williams, of course, here at Zionsville. McWhorter's first season as the head coach. Spent 7 as an assistant here at Zionsville and 12 as an assistant at Pike. When Dan Williams went on to Plainfield to be the athletic director, McWhorter took over the head coaching job and has done an excellent job. He says it's been a great experience, and the seniors have been tremendous. You know, sometimes when you get this far into the your high school career, you can be a little bit abrasive to a coaching change, but the seniors have really adapted to the change well and been excellent leaders.
Well, since he was already here, it's a nice transition. They knew him already. They knew his style, so it was not like a total change for the seniors, and they're playing and responding to him very well, even though he's up on top of the press box.
Yes, and that is indeed a bit unusual. I haven't seen many coaches, head coaches, call the game from upstairs.
But if he's a defensive guy, that's where you need to be, because you can see more of the field, and if it works for him, that's great. They're 11-0, so what more can you say?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Well, there's a good look at Buckley, the quarterback of the Zionsville Eagles. 6'2" junior, trying to get something going. Didn't have a single yard passing in the first half. Uncharacteristic of his efforts this season.
And I'll tell you what, if he keeps winning, we may see some other coaches doing the same thing as well.
He's going to start a new trend, maybe.
You never know. You got to. This game has been the same for so long. Every time something new comes around, somebody wants to try it.
Well, Zionsville deferred on the opening toss, and they'll get the second half kick. Shane Wagner carries it across the 30-yard line to the 32, and Zionsville will have it 1st and 10. You Indiana University college basketball fans going to be happy with the way the season started. The Indiana Hoosiers in the Classic down at the RCA Dome tonight against the UConn Huskies. IU 68-61 winners. So some redemption after getting spanked by the Huskies so severely last year. Indiana's going to be a much better basketball team this season. First play, second half. Metzler handling the football, the fullback, just as he carried on the first play of the first half. And he picks up about 5. It'll be second down, and they'll give him 6 yards on the carry. Call it 2nd and 4. Metzler last week carried it 5 times, scored a touchdown. Well, too many zeros on the statistic card for Ryan Buckley tonight. I'm sure he's going to get that changed here in the second half. Plenty of running room. Shane Wagner slowed up just a little bit and finally brought down by Andy Elsner. But if Wagner wouldn't have been slow, he'd have been gone. He had too much running room. Wagner gets in the hole, and then once he gets into that secondary, very tough to stop.
Well, there's only 2 levels, Vince. I mean, once he gets past the line of scrimmage, there's no linebackers. Usually that's the 2nd level, then the 3rd level, but he just does a good job of hitting it up there. Greg Goss almost slows him down enough so his pursuit can come and catch him.
48-yard pickup for Shane Wagner. 1st and 10, now inside the 15-yard line of Roncalli. Metzler, the fullback, down to the 10-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down.
And another point about that, Roncalli's linebackers are 171 and 167 pounds. If you put a guy on them, there's nothing they can do. I mean, they're not like 200 to 210 pounds where they can fight off the big linemen of Zionsville.
A couple of the big guys up front for the Rebels. 77 Armbruster, 64 Blanchard. Really have had their arms full tonight. On the 2nd down play, the handoff to Yo carrying the football. Takes it inside the 10, very near the 5. They'll mark it just outside the 5, call it the 6-yard line. 2nd carry of the night for Yo. And Zionsville down knocking on the door.
And Zionsville seems to say, hey, we're not passing the ball well, but don't worry about it. We can run on these guys, and we're just going to keep doing it until they stop us.
Larry McWhorter watching from the press box. He doesn't call the offensive plays, but he's got to like what he's seen so far. Inside handoff to the fullback. Yo carries it again, but not any running room at all. 75, Aaron Irwin will be in there helping make the stop. Look at Irwin just bounce off that blocker and make the hit on
there
Yo.
he is holding on to the cloth. He said, I'm not letting you go anywhere, buddy.
You hold on to anything you can. There's a good look at the big fella. Irwin, the only two-way starter on this team all season.
And he's a solid defender for those guys at Roncalli.
4th and a yard. Buckley, touchdown. Oh, Wes Kendall. That was Wes Kendall in at quarterback.
Hey, that was a great call. A very good call, Vince.
They made the switch at quarterback. Kendall was the starter all season last year, led the team to a sectional championship, but they asked him to step aside this year for Buckley, and now Kendall in with the big play.
The play fake does it. He has a guy out in front of him, number 75, Tim Busa, but there's nobody there for Busa to block and nobody to stop Kendall.
Wes Kendall, the senior, with the big touchdown run. And now Brent Wills on for the point after. The all-important play, and penalty flags are down. We saw last year how important the point after conversion can be, and there's no difference this year. Especially the deeper you get in the tournament, the more special teams play a role.
Every week it becomes even more and more important. And I'm sure these coaches spend, instead of 30 minutes, maybe an hour if they can on the kicking game, because it becomes very crucial.
Well, and now this turns into more of a field goal, Charles, as the ball is spotted at the 15-yard line. So looking at about a 25-yard point after.
It's not a gimme at all.
The kick is a good one. Splits the uprights. Brent Wills does his job. And Zionsville takes the opening kick of the second half and marches it right down the field on the Roncalli defense. Let's look at Wes Kendall one more time on the touchdown, and he carries it out with the play action.
And I'll tell you why it's so nice. Wagner with the fake right there, and it's a bootleg play, but instead of taking it too far outside, Kendall sees the hole, he gets up inside, and doesn't even get touched. And number one, 6 points, baby.
6-play drive covers 68 yards in just under 3 minutes. And Wes Kendall steps in with the 5-yard touchdown run. When Buckley went out last week with the shoulder injury, Kendall stepped right in and didn't miss a beat.
You gotta like Kendall. He was a starter last year, lost the job, but does an excellent job of filling in when Buckley's not able to play, and comes in when his number is called and makes something happen. He's also the free safety, so you know, you gotta like a kid like that will come out and sacrifice for the good of the team.
Well, that's what seniors are all about. Shimbra takes it at the 5. Some running room. He's taken 3 back the distance this season, and he's got 1 man to beat. Going to be brought out of bounds. Josh Kelly with the tackle. But Sean Shimbra has come right back with a big play on the kickoff return. And do they get a penalty flag on the face mask on Kelly?
You knew if somebody was going to catch him, it had to be the road runner.
Kelly is going to be tagged with the face mask on top of the run from Shimbra. On Shimbra, he can get in the hole in a hurry.
He hits that hole so fast, and his running style, look at him. He doesn't waste time, movement. He just gets up there and runs with the ball.
Switched hands with the football, and then the face mask from Kelly.
Kelly got all of that face mask.
Well, if you're going to be penalized for it, you might as well make it a good one, right?
Go all the way.
A 50-yard return from Sean Shimbra sets Roncalli up at the 31. And now Shimbra carries the football, takes it to the 30 at the most, maybe a yard.
Zionsville's defense is doing a good job of shutting down Shimbra on the offense. They have not let him get off, not let him make the plays that he normally makes.
Good look at Bruce Cyphers, calls the offensive plays for the Roncalli Rebels. In 1993, he was the 3A Coach of the Year after Roncalli won a state championship. When they repeated as champions the next season, he was the Coach of the Year over the entire state. Pretty good running back in his own right back in the day as he played for Butler. Himes on the misdirection. Well, this play has worked so well for Roncalli tonight. Inside the 15 before Kendall brings him down. The Roncalli fans have seen this one work tonight.
And I'll tell you what, Vince, talking to Coach Sheaf before the game, he said we will run some plays 10 times, but from different variations. This play has not been any different. They run it the same way every single time, and it's picked up some nice yardage.
Well, this is the 4th drive in a row dating back to the first half that Roncalli has started the drive in Zionsville territory, and the Rebels are getting ever closer to putting this one in the end zone.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they even put Schembra over there in that position that Himes is to get him the ball, because that play seems to be one of the ones that's really working for him tonight.
Look at number 79, Ryan Stevenson. One of the real big fellas along that defensive front, 6'3", 235.
Nickname House. When he was in junior high school, they said he was over 300 pounds. He slimmed down, but he's still the House.
Oh, that's a big kid. That's the whole condominium there. That's the whole complex. Schembra on the pitch. Gets his shoulders turned towards the goal line, and he's brought down at about the 7-yard line.
I wonder if a lake comes with that house.
Well, when you're big enough, you can get just about anything you want. Cypher sending in the play with Goss. Now it looks like maybe they're going to change the play. Cypher's all the way out on the field. Maybe he's going to come in and carry it this time. Well, no, he's going back to the sideline.
You said he was one heck of a running back. We would see tonight, wouldn't we?
Yes, he was. An MVP ball carrier at Butler. All-conference performer. So he knows a little something about running backs, and they've had some good ones at Roncalli. The latest is the junior Sean Schembra. 3rd down play. Pitch to Schembra. Cut down. Jeff Rich again there to make the defensive stop.
And also Andrew Metzler. Boy, they made a heck of a play, because looking at this play right here, you're going to see it looks like it's going to pick up some yardage. It's that quick toss pitch. The quarterback is even out in front, but there you see Metzler and Rich do an excellent job of getting in there, making the tackle. I like the intensity of this game, Vince. It's getting me excited up here.
Timeout on the field, 6:19 to play in the 3rd. Roncalli threatening to tie it up, but Zionsville's defense acting stingy.
Hundreds of boys are waiting for a big brother. Some will wait for years, but none can wait forever.
With variable resistance, it's no wonder Consumer Digest rated CardioGlide a best buy. Call now.
Women don't sweat, they glow.
Times change.
Eat from the 4 major food groups every day.
You gotta play by today's rules.
Get 8 hours of sleep every night.
When you can't get 8 hours, make the most of the sleep you do get. On a Big Sur waterbed, you'll get a deeper, more relaxing sleep. Because, hey, you never know when.
Amy, we're going to a movie. Meet us at the mall.
Big Sur waterbeds, America's largest.
Zionsville leading, but Roncalli deep in Eagles territory, but facing a 4th down situation. The ball marked at the Zionsville 9, but Roncalli looking at 4th and 7. The Rebels have gotten deep before, but really have just gotten the 1 score. Remember, they were deep threatening late in the first half before a turnover into the drive, and now the Rebels faced with 4th and 7. Fullback in motion, and Shelburne looks to throw the football. It's going to be incomplete. Intended over on the far side for Chris Perkins. And Zionsville's defense has done it again.
And Vince, this is one situation where you would think that they would try to kick the ball because they aren't close enough, but it's never a sure thing in high school. Here you're going to see the bootleg, and Chris Perkins rolls out to the flat. The ball is too short. And even if he had caught the ball, he may have had not enough yardage for the first down.
Well, and he was right there by the goal line, so it would have been a probably a first down, but whether or not he could have gotten in for the touchdown or not on a 4th and 7 from the 9. But Zionsville has the football, and Metzler carries it. The fullback banging his way for yardage. Picks up about 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Here's a look at the big fella, plays fullback and linebacker, and you see that a lot at the high school level, kids that play those 2 positions because they're very similar.
And you're starting to see it on the college level even a lot more. A guy up at Michigan, Woodson, some different guys throughout the college ranks are doing that now. In high school, they have to do it.
Handoff this time is to the tailback, and Wagner is just belted at the 20. And the ball might have come loose. Did Roncalli get it, or are they just celebrating the big hit? Well, they say that Zionsville did not cough it up, so the Eagles will have the football, 1st down. The way Roncalli was celebrating, I thought maybe the ball might have squirted loose.
And this is what happens when you run in there and leave your feet. You're susceptible to this right here. Shane Wagner gets up in the air, and as soon as he gets airborne, somebody is right there to put the helmet right there. Boom.
Good hit.
The other guy comes across the top and finishes him off. Paul Stewart.
Tag team, but Wagner did get the 1st down. Wagner almost dropped the pitch that time. Still on his feet. Takes it across the 25-yard line near the 30.
When Wagner runs the ball, it's almost like he's gliding, Vince. I mean, he's just waiting for that hole to open, and once it happens, he hits it up in there. Here you're going to see on this pitch play, Metzler out in front of him with a nice block there. He sets it up and just kind of glides through until he finds the hole and picks up 9 yards.
Wagner over the century mark already tonight, and he makes a lot of defenders miss. Guys have a shot at him, but he just seems to slide right through the arms of the tacklers. Wagner again, good enough for the 1st down. Takes it across the 35 up to the 36-yard line.
And the thing I'm impressed with Wagner is he gets hit, but he still keeps moving forward. For a small guy, he's only 5'8", 165, has good strength.
Coach McWhorter says Wagner is a second halfback. He gets better as the game goes on, so they really look for his best runs to come in the second half. Well, we're midway through the 3rd quarter here, and he's already got over 100 yards tonight, so how much better can it get? 1st down play, Buckley looking to throw it. Putting it up top, and it is intercepted. Goss picks it off, and Roncalli capitalizes.
That's one guy you don't want to pick on right there. Greg Goss had 3 interceptions against Beech Grove, and the best cover guy. He was running with Josh Kelly man for man. Here you're going to see a fly route, just a straight go route, but Goss is step for step with Kelly. I mean, it's almost like they're ballet guys. They pirouette together.
That was great coverage, and that would have been a near miracle to make that a completed pass, the way Goss was all over Kelly. Good defense from the Roncalli cornerback, and now the Rebels have it from the 33, 1st and 10. Shimbra, no running room at all, and again, it's Metzler, Adam Metzler there to make the stop.
And I'll tell you what, Vince, I wouldn't be surprised if they get Shimbra outside more. They're trying to run that off-tackle play, and it is not working for them at this point. Zionsville has taken it away from them and challenged them, hey, do something else. You can run that little inside draw play or inside cross play with Himes, but we're not going to let Shimbra beat us.
The men up front for Roncalli, trying to move Zionsville's defenders back. Himes on the misdirection again, and no running room at all. And Andrew Metzler, the team's leading tackler, in to make the stop.
I knew it was only a matter of time before we saw Himes.
Well, Roncalli has gone to that play frequently tonight, but Himes has delivered some big plays out of that formation as well. But watch number 4 right in the middle of your screen.
Well, such a quick hitting play. He has a blocker out in front of him. It's a counter play, but only with one guy. So it's such a quick hitting play that it has a chance to go when it's run well.
Looking to throw the football and sacked. Zionsville's defense makes the big play. In there to make the sack is Jake Stillebauer.
Well, here's a good look at it, Vince. The play action takes a little time, but Stillebauer comes in, Also, Ramey Miller is there to provide the pressure, but Stillebauer gets after him, and Shelbourne is sacked on that play.
As Roncalli prepares to punt, let's go down to Ron Sexton.
New long snapper for Roncalli, Ed Ahaus. The first time he's ever long snapped in a game because senior John Hollowell injured his shoulder last night in practice. He had the bad snap back in the first half, but Ahaus has been doing it for some time now, and so far so good for the substitutions.
Well, Roncalli down to the punt. It would have been interesting to see that ball bounce because there was a Zionsville player really too close to the football.
I was thinking the same thing. It was somebody right around the ball, and had they let it hit, it could have hit the Zionsville player.
Here are our local Indiana Ford dealers helping us bring Indiana high school football into your living room. Inskeep Auto Mart in Greenfield, the proud sponsors of the Indy TV Game of the Week. Approaching the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter as Zionsville pounds the ball inside the 45. 14-7, Zionsville leading Roncalli. It's been a good one so far, just as we expected. And these teams, if you have Zionsville, Roncalli, you know it's going to be a close one. Larry McWhorter has got to like what he's seen from his club so far tonight. The last 3 meetings have all gone to Roncalli, but Zionsville showing the way so far as Wagner takes it across the 40-yard line to the 39. Back downstairs to Ron Sexton.
You see Ryan Buckley back at the helm. Keep in mind the go-ahead scorer was Wes Kendall. I asked Wes why the isolated play he was in. He said he had the option of running. Buckley's a bit gimpy right now. They don't want to take any more chances on a possible running play, so anytime there's a chance for a quarterback to have that option, you'll probably see Kendall back in the game.
Handoff, Wagner again, still on his feet to the 35-yard line. It's going to move the chains. Another first down for Zionsville.
It's a good call, Vince, because Wagner has not been stopped on that play. I mean, he picked up 7 on the previous play, comes up and picks up 5 on the next one, enough for the first down.
Wagner starting to rack up the yards tonight, 127 on 17 carries. From the 35-yard line of Roncalli. Metzler carries it. The fullback on the quick hitter up the gut. He's got running room to the end zone. Penalty flags are down on the play. Metzler made it to the goal line, but keep in mind there is a flag down. And the reaction here in the press box, I'm assuming it's against Zionsville.
And I think it might be on Josh Kelly, because it was in his direction.
Holding against Zionsville. Ouch. Well, look at Metzler just get in through the gap.
And Vince, like I said before, there's no defender in the second level. Nobody in that next level. And I don't know about that. That was a good block right there by Josh Kelly. But you see Metzler just rumbling.
Well, it's going to come back on the holding call. And Larry McWhorter maybe had too nice of a view of that play. And, of course, you know, Larry doesn't call the offensive plays, so he'll just stand up there and admire it at this point.
I'm sure he has some input, though, being the head coach. He knows what's going on.
First down and 10 from the 24. Wagner near the 20, stopped at about the 21. 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Will be second down for Zionsville. Likely the final play of quarter number 3 as Buckley brings the Eagles to the line. Stillebauer on the carry. No running room at all. David Armbruster, the junior, there to make the big stop. And that's the way the third quarter ends, with a big defensive play from the Roncalli Rebels. 12 minutes is all that remains. Roncalli and Zionsville in the regional championship game on Indy TV.
Hey, basketball fans, here's an offer too good to pass up. Remember the perfect season as the 76 Hoosiers finish undefeated. The championship season looks back at Coach Knight's 3 NCAA championships. Midnight Madness takes you behind the scenes of the first practice of the 1995-96 season. And get an exclusive look at an IU practice with Bob Knight Wire. To get a fan's eye view of IU basketball, send a check or money order for $24.95 or $74.95 for the complete set to the address on your screen. Do it today.
For lots of people these days, home and office are one and the same. And Oak Express can save you money on your home office furniture. Our writer's desk is 48 inches wide and just $199. The 48-inch internet computer desk is just $258. Or the 54-inch Renaissance roll-top computer desk is just $879 at Oak Express. Plus, make no payments and pay no interest for 6 full months. Lafayette and Georgetown Road and 8310 East Washington Street.
Tiffany wants to rub elbows with stars at a Hollywood hangout.
And if you see George Clooney, put some parsley on his head, send him over.
And now she can't get the chip off her shoulder.
What are you looking at?
Eric Estrada guest stars on an all-new Unhappily.
Sunday night at 9 on NDTV.
Trapped in the body of her enemy. Only one way out.
Looks like someone's going to die.
Saturday afternoon at 5 on NDTV.
You see the anticipation on the Zionsville sideline. Roncalli has had the Eagles' number through the recent years, but Zionsville leads this one 14-7. First play of the fourth quarter. Shane Wagner, some running room, still on his feet. Takes it inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. Going to be very, very close. Let's see if the chains are moving.
Man, that was a great second effort, Vince.
First down, Zionsville.
That was a great second effort.
They're going to bring the chains on, but I think he's got it, Charles. Boy, that was a good second effort. And Wagner's not that big a kid, but it is indeed a first down, but very durable. Hard to bring to the turf for that second effort.
And it looks like now Zionsville's push is just really wearing Roncalli out, which is unusual because Roncalli is a team that usually runs the ball so much.
First and 10 from the 14. Zionsville leading by 7 and threatening to add to the total. Wagner again over that right side, and a penalty flag coming down. You college basketball fans, we remind you that Indiana beat Connecticut tonight at the RCA Dome 68-61 in the opener of the BCA Classic. You catch the Bob Knight Show right here on NDTV Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. Here are the coach's thoughts on the big win. The third quarter numbers look like this. Look at that rushing total. Wow. I mean, when was the last time Roncalli well under 100 yards rushing through 3 quarters?
258 yards for Zionsville. And I'll tell you, Vince, Zionsville has taken away Shimbra. They have said, we are not going to let him beat us tonight, and it's showing.
Well, it's a testament to Roncalli's defense that they've been able to keep this one as close as it is, with Shimbra being locked up the way he has. Wagner for some running room, and he's not going to get any at all. Nice defensive play. Roncalli's Nick Childers in there making the stop.
And here you see they do a good job of buckling down, making a big play right here. Wagner's out there, but has nowhere to run. Childers and the rest of the gang just gang up on him and do a good job of bringing Shane Wagner down. 2nd
and 16 now for Zionsville. Wes Kendall in the ball game for the Eagles at quarterback. Looks to roll. He's going to tuck it under and try to run the football inside the 15, down to the 13, and then just belt it. So he got back to the original line of scrimmage, and it'll bring up 3rd down. When Kendall comes into the ball game, you anticipate that he might be looking to run, and just because of the fact that Buckley has been so beat up, and Kendall didn't hesitate to tuck it under and look for some ground gain.
He didn't waste any time, and when he did hit, he got up in there and picked up all the yardage that he could.
And now Buckley back in at quarterback on 3rd and 10. Looks to throw the football, steps up into the pocket. Nice defense over there. Was that Greg Goss again? Boy, Goss has come up with some big plays for the Rebels tonight. Pass intended for Josh Kelly.
Goss is 5'8", 149 pounds, but he covers guys like blankets. He did an excellent job right there of covering Josh Kelly.
Lewis Ford Sales in Frankfort, part of the Central Indiana Ford dealers, helping make Indy TV's Game of the Week a possibility tonight. And you're seeing a good one. Zionsville faced with 4th and 10, leading by 7 here in the 4th. Buckley puts it up towards the end zone, and it's incomplete. Pass was deflected. The pass was deflected. Kelly hobbling quite a bit. He was really hit from behind, maybe around the knee area. A lot wanted a pass interference call, but once the ball is tipped, it's alive.
Yeah, here you're going to see right here.
Right there is Childers on the tip. But look, Kelly takes that right in the knee area, down on the bottom part of the screen if you caught it, and that can really be painful. So Roncalli's Sean Shimbra carries it on 1st down as the Rebels begin trying to march up the field.
And Vince, the last 2 drives, both teams have gotten so close. You anticipate maybe a field goal, but neither one of these coaches want to do that. They want to get in for 7.
You see Bruce Cyphers sending in the play with Lucas Schroeder. 9:35 to play in the ball game. Roncalli trails 14-7. The Rebels have the football, but a long way to go. Inside their own 20. This is the first time in a long time that Roncalli's drive hasn't started in Zionsville territory. Shimbra tries to get around the corner, but he can't do it. Brought down before he can get to the 20-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Vince, they have him running east and west. He's not able to run north and south at all. They're taking away Shimbra, and Roncalli has to find another alternative to beat Zionsville.
Well, and that was one of the keys tonight. Before the game, we talked about Zionsville needed to make Shimbra run east and west instead of north and south, because once he gets those shoulders pointed towards the goal line, he's very tough.
Well, and talking to these coaches, anytime you got a guy with 32 touchdowns, you know you want to get him the ball. And they're taking that away from Roncalli at this point.
Shelburne to throw the ball. He's got a man over the middle, and it's incomplete. We'll bring up 4th down for Roncalli. Chris Schumberg, or excuse me, for Roncalli handling the punting chores. Lucas Schroeder. And now's when you want to make sure that you handle that snap. First of all, make sure it's a good snap, and then you handle it and get a good kick away.
Especially right here. You need a good snap this late in the game in your territory like this.
Zionsville's going to get good field position. Kelly's going to let the ball bounce. It's a good Roncalli roll, and it's back to the 45-yard line, and that is where the Zionsville Eagles will take over 1st and 10. Let's look at some other scores from around the state tonight. Fort Wayne Snyder, you knew that was going to be a tough battle for Carmel. That game in the 4th, Snyder leading. So Jim Belden's career may be coming to an end tonight. Dick Delahan's career, of course, will go on into the 21st century, I'm sure. Penn leading Portage 14-7, so Portage has gotten on the board since we last checked that score. We'll have more scores here momentarily. 1st and 10, handoff. Wagner picks up a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Some more scores. Martinsville all over Evansville Harrison tonight. 39-13. Cathedral on top of McCutcheon. Hobart leading Munster at the half. Goshen putting a move on Fort Wayne Wayne. 2nd and 8. 2 wide receivers. They give it to the tailback, and Wagner to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Well, Roncalli's defensive front They won the battle that time. As we continue to show you some more scores.
And they're stepping up. Northwood 14, Adrian 0. North Montgomery 27, Chatard 13 in the fourth quarter. Oak Hill 28, Fort Wayne Lures 34 in the third quarter.
It'll be 3rd down and 8 for Zionsville. Big 3rd down play here for the Roncalli defense to stop the Eagles and get the football back. The pitch to Stillebauer. Not any running room. Another good defensive play by the Roncalli Rebels. In there making the hit, Malcolm Harmon. Continue to update you with some scores as the punt unit comes on the field for the Zionsville Eagles. So Roncalli is going to get the football back in pretty good field position, as you see Frank Vega and Carroll advancing again tonight with a win. Schomburg's kick. Oh, what a mistake. Why would Himes try to pick up that football? Did Zionsville get on it? Oh, boy, Roncalli dodged a bullet there. Oh boy. I cannot believe Hines tried to pick up that football. He had absolutely, I don't know how he got it. I mean, he looked like he had no chance to get that football.
That could have been a very costly mistake, Vince.
Boy, Roncalli really dodged a bullet with that play. Boy, how special teams have played a role in this ball game tonight. Take a look at it. Zionsville's getting ready to down the football, and then all of a sudden Himes tries to come up and scoop it. And look, every player around is a green jersey.
And somehow he holds on to the ball.
Somehow Himes came away with it. Wow. Well, Himes has made some big plays tonight. Count that one in. The toss to Shimbra. A little bit of running room, but Richmond is there to make the stop. My goodness. What a ball game. 6:50 and counting. Roncalli trailing 14-7, but the Rebels have the football.
Shimbra finally had some opening in there, Vince, but once he got to the second level, he kind of looked lost because he's been getting hit so much in the backfield before he's gotten a chance to really get going.
Getting ready for the 2nd down and 6 play. Downstairs to Ron Sexton.
Zionsville assistant coaches on the sideline telling their defensive unit to watch for the reverse and watch for the pass. They know the Rebels love to run, but they also know they have to be realistic. Under 6.5 minutes left to play.
Roncalli had a big trick play in the arsenal last year, and certainly they won't be afraid to use it again this season. A trick play of some nature. You're thinking that when you get down to desperation time, you'll do anything you can.
And it looks like Shimbra's a little frustrated right here because he has, I mean, if he keeps it going outside on that last play, it looks like he could have picked up some yardage, but he cuts back in, and you don't like to do that. You don't like to tell a running back what to do, but the interior pursuit is right there waiting on him when he cuts back in because there's no blockers out there for him.
Zionsville's defense, Coach McWhorter said, a little bit better than it was a year ago, and we're seeing it. Here's that trick play, just as we talked about. Shimbra airing it out, but it's overthrown and incomplete, intended for Schroeder. Well, we had just talked about the gadget play. Last year, Roncalli threw it back to the quarterback for a big play, and this time Shimbra on the halfback pass.
Well, here you're going to see Shimbra on the halfback option. Sets up to throw the ball. Gets it out there a little too far for Schroeder.
Just overthrew, and it'll bring up 4th down. 4th and 6 from the 39. Happy to have Anthem on board as a sponsor of the Indiana High School Athletic Association on NDTV. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, a tradition of helping Hoosiers get well, be well, stay well. Schroeder, good snap, and the punt away. Josh Kelly will field it with a fair catch, and Zionsville will have the football 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. A big day tomorrow afternoon. What a football game. You'll see it here on NDTV, the Monon Bell Classic between Wabash and DePaul, 12 noon. Make sure you tune in for what's always a great game. Wabash and DePaul for the Monon Bell on NDTV. Ron Sexton and Charles Arbuckle will be there with you, and Bob Lovell down on the sidelines Looking forward to that telecast. Roncalli's defense has got to make something happen now, Charles.
Have to make a play here, Vince.
Wagner with some running room, sheds a tackler. Picks up about 10 yards right at the first down marker.
They have to hold him here. I mean, you can't give him too many first downs because the clock will run out if you're Roncalli. You're going to see a nice play. Set to go outside, but Wagner takes it up inside. Does a good job of shedding blockers. I mean, 3 people miss him on that play. For the most part, he makes the first guy miss, or he does not get tackled by the first guy usually.
Wagner catching a breather, 151 yards rushing tonight. Moved the chains on the 10-yard carry. It's 1st and 10. They're going to keep it on the ground. Stillebauer trying to get it outside. Runs through a couple of tacklers, and he's picked up another 10 yards. They might mark him just shy of the first down, but it's very close. Boy, Stillebauer, he's got that quick step.
And I'll tell you what he does a good job of right here. Here you're going to see him on the toss, on the handoff here. Takes it outside. Does a good job of following his blockers. But right here, he picks out one guy and just goes at him. Doesn't let him come to him. He's the aggressor. And that's how he's able to pick up 3 more extra yards and is very close to the first down.
Bringing on the chains. Let's see. First down, Zionsville. Back-to-back 10-yard runs. How about Stillebauer's numbers? 7 carries for 94 yards. Well, Zionsville, boy, the incentive they had coming into this ball game after being beaten in the playoffs by Roncalli the last 3 years. 4 minutes and 48 seconds away from spitting out some of that bitter taste. Wideouts on both sides. Kelly down here on the near side. Near the midfield stripe. Less than a yard at best for Shane Wagner.
This clock is moving. You have to make some stops here. You can't give them another first down because if you do, the game is pretty much out of reach. And especially with Roncalli, you need as much time on the clock as you can because you're not that good of a passing team, or you haven't been up to this point in the season.
What a surprise this game has been with Roncalli throwing the ball somewhat and Zionsville unable to throw it as you caught another look at McWhorter from the top of the press box.
They really haven't had any opportunities to run the ball. I mean, Zionsville has taken Roncalli out of their game.
Wagner squirts through for about 3 or 4 yards. It will bring up 3rd down and 6.
Shane Wagner on the carry.
And it almost appears like the 2 teams have done a role reversal. You know, Zionsville has just run the ball so well. They got Stillebauer and Wagner right there that they've been able to just pick up the yardage at will. While on the other side, Roncalli has thrown the ball pretty well, but have not been able to run.
American Dairy Association, one of our proud sponsors of NDTV football. Glad to have their representation here tonight. The high power fuel for the ultimate machine, and some of these guys will like a big tall glass of milk when this one's over with. Re-energize themselves as they get ready for another week of football. At least one of the teams. It'll be 4th and short now for Zionsville, and the punt unit comes on. A great crowd here tonight at Zionsville on both sides. Roncalli and Zionsville have a great contingent of support. And Zionsville is going to use a timeout. Of course, we've talked about the Monon Bell Classic tomorrow at 12 noon here on NDTV. Tomorrow night, the high school volleyball state championship will be decided. You'll see it right here on NDTV beginning at 8 o'clock. And the Final Four is Martinsville, Cathedral, Fort Wayne Northrop, and Mishawaka. Those 4 will square off in the afternoon, and you'll see the survivors tomorrow night at 8. The girls volleyball high school state championship match right here on NDTV tomorrow night.
Good protection.
Let's listen in.
Remember the technique that we've done over and over and over again. Get the snap, hold it, get down, and get a good tackle, and let's go.
Downstairs with Ron Sexton. Ron?
Zionsville coaching staff really not too happy, guys. Again, keep in mind the head coach is on top of the press box, and the problem they've run into at times this year, the substitution pattern. Oftentimes these guys are more concerned with relaying the play, but they also have the responsibility, as most head coaches do, on the sideline to make sure the right people are in the right places. But when the head coach is on top of the press box, that's added responsibility. That's why they were forced to call the timeout.
And Vince, I've seen at certain times during the game that the assistant coaches have to look up to Coach McWhorter. They can hear him, but they want to make sure that they're getting it correct when he's sending in substitutions and plays.
A low line drive punt, and it takes a great Zionsville bounce all the way down to the 5-yard line. Boy, a low line drive punt bouncing just the way Zionsville would hope it would, and it rolls all the way down to the 5.
You couldn't diagram it any better. 95 yards to go with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game.
Roncalli has got a long way to go, the length of the football field, if they're to have a shot at winning this football game for the 4th straight year.
But Vince, as you know, anything can happen in the game between these two type of teams, and Roncalli's not going to go out easily.
Well, Shimbra could turn it around in one touch of the football. Just because he hasn't done it so far doesn't mean he won't. In the end zone, almost the safety. It was intended as the pass, so it did hit a receiver. There was a receiver down there, and it will be a 2nd down. Boy, Shelburne was in the grasp in the end zone, but just as he was about to be brought down, he threw it towards a receiver, and it's the tight end, number 87, Chris Perkins.
Boy, he got lucky right there. He was able to get it away. And normally they would call that down, but Perkins was there, so they didn't stop the play. He was able to get it off to Perkins and dodge a bullet right there.
That would have just about sealed it. So 2nd down and 10 now. Shelburne again to throw the football, and he's hit again from behind. So Zionsville's defense just pinning back the ears and going after the cornerback, Jeff Rich, in there. We've called his name out so many times tonight.
And Jeff Rich is earning his money tonight. He is playing some ball. Here you're going to see him coming from the left of your screen, full bore, and we've called his name out a lot. And here you're going to see uncontested, boom, right there.
Actually, that's Jeremy Starkey, 60. Of course, 50 Rich was in there as well, but Starkey the one making the hit. I'm sure they're not going to fight over it at this point, just so anybody can get in there. 3rd and 10 now for Roncalli. Shelburne, incomplete, intended for Schroeder. It will be 4th down for Roncalli. And Cypress is going to send the punt unit on again. You've got to kick it in this situation, don't you, Charles?
I would think so. On the 5-yard line, deep in your territory, with about 2:14 left, you kick it out, hold them on defense, and go from there.
You can't give the Zionsville offense the football at the 5. There's no way.
Not the way they've been moving the ball tonight.
And there's going to be a whistle and a timeout. Zionsville wants to take it and talk it over. Well, some of these scores trickling in have become finals now. Carmel has come back to beat Fort Wayne Snyder 20-17, and that could set up a Carmel-Penn matchup next week if Penn happen to pull that one out against Portage this evening. Goshen has beaten Fort Wayne, so the Generals' march to the Dome has come to an end. Dwenger beats Frankfort by 21. A shootout, Fort Wayne Lures over Oak Hill, 49-28. Jimtown over North Judson tonight. And this one here, 14-7 Zionsville, leading Roncalli. Roncalli will have to punt the ball away, looking for a turnover here. You see Coach Cyphers out instructing.
And Vince, coming into this game, both teams, I mean, Roncalli had scored 35 points the last 3 games. Zionsville 48, 39, and 42. I mean, we expected a shootout, and we've gotten a defensive matchup. Both of these defenses have come out and stopped the other team, and it's been an excellent ball game.
Schroeder really needs a good punt now. And a good snap imperative.
And Zionsville is in the safe
They faked
mode.
it. They faked it, and it's not going to work. Shimbrel pushed out of bounds before he could get to the 10-yard line.
And you could see Zionsville was in a safe punt formation. They had a defensive formation, nobody back deep. After they called the timeout, I would have questioned Roncalli running that, because you knew they were going to get in a situation where they were ready for it. Before the timeout, they weren't ready to stop the play, but after the timeout, you had to assume that they were prepared for this. And here you're going to see the guys on defense. They weren't all up on the line of scrimmage. They were in a defensive mode.
Ball marked at the 7. Now it's 1st and goal for Zionsville, and the Eagles sense that the drought against Roncalli may be over as Wagner hops over the top down to the 5. And the clock will just run now inside of 2 minutes. Well, when a team has beaten you in the previous meetings, it just makes you all the more hungry. And Zionsville is oh so close right now. 1:54. Roncalli has taken a timeout. Jerry Alderman Ford and North Keystone here in Indianapolis. One of the Central Indiana Ford dealers, making high school football a possibility on Indy TV this season. So many fine sponsors that make the broadcasts a possibility, and we thank them for their contributions. Some of the other finals from around the state tonight in regional championship action. Penn leading Portage late in the game. It would be a Penn-Carmel matchup next week if the Kingsmen can hold on. Martinsville leading Evansville-Harrison big in the 4th, so Coach Siderwitz's ball club is marching right through the playoffs. Hobart on top of Munster in the 3rd. Inside of 2 minutes to play here. Zionsville with the ball at the 5 on 2nd and goal. Wagner trying to find his way to the goal line. He's not going to make it. It will bring up 3rd down for Zionsville, and Roncalli's defense has to make some plays here and not allow Zionsville into the end zone. The Rebels have taken another timeout. It would be their last, and Tri-West pounds Hagerstown this evening 56-6. Oh, what a club. We saw Tri-West earlier this season in the playoffs, and what a fine ball club the Bruins are in possession of this year.
Overtime win over Sheridan, and they're rolling now.
Very good football team. Well, you don't make it this far in the tournament unless you're a darn good football club, and we're seeing a couple good ones here tonight. 1:44 to play. Zionsville on top 14-7 and threatening to put more on the board against Roncalli. Roncalli was the last team to beat Zionsville. It was in this regional championship game 1 year ago at Roncalli. Roncalli pulled it out late with a 2-point conversion, but it doesn't look good for the Rebels tonight.
Well, after Zionsville was prepared for the fake punt, I was kind of surprised that they still went with the fake punt. But Zionsville in a position to put the dagger in the heart of Roncalli right here.
Well, a touchdown here would really seal it. They give it to Wagner, and he's not going to get there. Stacked up again. Nice defensive play. In there making the stop for the Roncalli Rebels, Andy Elsner. Ball still marked at the 4. It'll be 4th down. Remember, no more timeouts for Roncalli, so the Rebels need to hold here and then get their offense on the field in a hurry and look for the big play.
And Zionsville's going to go for it. I'm kind of surprised. I thought they would go for a field goal here.
From the 3-yard line, Wagner.
Not going to make it.
Wagner is stopped inside the 3-yard line, and Roncalli will take over on downs with still 57 seconds to go. Charles, that's a legitimate point. If you can kick the field goal, you're 2 possessions in front.
Exactly. And I mean, if you're at the 3-yard line, I feel that you're close enough.
It's an extra point.
Exactly. But we've seen in high school ball that a field goal or extra point or anything is not a sure bet on this level.
Well, and you never know. A snap could be bad.
Exactly.
The kick could be blocked. I mean, anything can happen, as you said. But now inside of a minute. Shelburne throwing the football to Shimbra out in the flat. He bounces off a tackler and gets out of bounds to stop the clock. Good smart play from Sean Shimbra to get out of bounds. Moves the chains. It's a first down. The ball marked now at the 15.
Well, here's a good call, sending Shimbra out to the flats, finding him in that little zone area, picking up, and does a good job right here getting out of bounds.
Boy, he bounced off that tackler too. Good effort from Sean Shimbra. Some great tailbacks have come through Roncalli recently, and Shimbra just added to the list of Kidwell and Rail and Bone. This pass is incomplete, intended again for Shimbra. It will bring up second down.
And Vince, you can tell that Roncalli is not used to being in this situation or having to pass because they're flooding the zone, but they're doing it to the short side of the field where there's really not a lot of room. You know, when you're running out of bounds or running to this short side of the field, you don't really have enough room to run the out pattern where they're trying to send Shimbra.
Well, you're sure not going to get any help over there on the Zionsville sideline either.
Exactly.
46 seconds left in the game.
Now we see that set to the other side, so now they're using the field.
Shelburne looking to that wide side. He's going up top, and it is intercepted. Stack has intercepted it, returned it to the 17-yard line, and Zionsville will advance to the semi-state championship in a mere 36 seconds with the big interception ending Roncalli's last-ditch effort.
Well, here you're going to see Roncalli line up and run the same play they had run previously. Stack was right there. They went to the wide side of the field, but the ball is hanging in the air. Great interception by Stack. And once again, Vince, when you're so used to running the ball and you get in these situations, it's tough to come up with the big play, and Stack does an excellent job of being in the right place. Interesting story about Stack. Started as a freshman, and first pass that was thrown his way, intercepted it.
Fourth turnover of the night for Roncalli, and Buckley will just go down on a knee, and that will start the clock. And the celebration is already underway in the stands here at Zionsville. The party is on. After losing to Roncalli the last 3 years in the playoffs, Zionsville will finally celebrate a victory over the Rebels.
Has to be sweet redemption for the Eagles. You know, losing 3 years in a row, getting so close. Now they go to the next step.
And it means something when you beat a team and a program that you respect as much as Zionsville respects Roncalli. And the celebration is on. 14-7. Zionsville has defeated Roncalli. The Eagles are regional champions.
I'll tell you what, Vince, both of these teams laid it on the line tonight. Didn't leave anything at home, and it was a great matchup. And you hate to see a loser, but Zionsville has to be happy because they got sweet redemption tonight.
It's been a long time coming. It has finally arrived for Zionsville.
And these people know how to celebrate. Look at them, looking for the TV camera.
We'll return to Zionsville in a moment, where the Eagles have finally beaten Roncalli 14-7. There's a new king in the 3A, at least in this part of town. Zionsville is the winner.
Family coming to your house for the holidays? You know, new furniture looks and feels so good. Don't wait for year-end sales. Buy your furniture now at the Bullock Furniture pre-holiday sale. Store-wide savings are going on now. Have new furniture in your home for the holidays and get the lowest prices of the year. Make no down payment, and no interest till May of '97. The Bullock Furniture pre-holiday sale. Savings, quality, and no money till May. You'll love it. Your family will love it. New furniture, huge savings, and no money till May. Now at the Bullock Furniture pre-holiday sale.
Do your credit card bills look like this every month? If you're a homeowner, Mr. Cash can help. Hi, I'm Billy Packer. With a home equity loan from Mr. Cash, you can pay off your high-rate bills and make one low payment each month. And the interest is usually tax-deductible. Homeowners, get a fresh start on your credit card debt. Even if your credit is less than perfect, call Mr. Cash today, 1-800-444-CASH.
Snow, salt, sand, and ice. Let's face it, winter can be a bear, especially on your car. So let Z-Bart Tidy Car get you through winter with its Polar Protection Sale.
Z-Bart Super Rust Protection stops existing rust on used cars, prevents future rust on new cars. Now only $289.95. Get a remote car starter now as low as $249.95.
Z-Bart Tidy Car's Polar Protection Sale, because it's more than transportation. It's your car.
Tonight's game has been brought to you by your local Indiana dairy farmer. Winners drink milk. By your Central Indiana Ford dealer. Your Indiana Ford dealer's the one. And by Anthem. Get well, be well, stay well.
The celebration is on at Zionsville, where the Eagles have beaten the Roncalli Rebels 14-7. Zionsville, well, the Eagles did it the way the Rebels have done it so often, 309 yards rushing. Zionsville gets a touchdown from Wes Kendall, the backup quarterback in the third, and that proves to be the game winner. 14-7 the final score. And what a great night for high school football around the state of Indiana as the Zionsville players prepare to receive the regional championship trophy, and a great win for Zionsville after having been beaten by Roncalli in the tournament the past 3 years. Let's update you on some other scores from around the state. Northmont has beaten Chittard in a big way tonight in Class 2A action. Another 2A game, North Posey eliminates Brownstown. First, Carmel was a winner tonight, coming from behind to beat Fort Wayne Snyder. And the last time we heard, Penn was on top of Portage late in the game. So we'll give you an update on that one as well, possibly looking ahead to a showdown next week between the such good friends, Coach Giesman and Coach Belden, between Carmel and Penn. Well, Charles, just as we expected tonight, it went right down to the wire. Maybe not as high scoring as we might have anticipated, but we really saw two teams put it all on the line this evening.
Well, they laid it all out there tonight. I mean, didn't leave anything on the bus or at home. Just played an excellent ball game, and Zionsville was a better team tonight.
Roncalli, nothing to be ashamed of. You see, it's always tough to walk off the field when your score is the small one on the board, but Roncalli, what a great program, and the Rebels, you know they'll be back, and we might be looking at these two teams again this time next year.
And that's one thing I remember about my senior year playing football in high school is the last time you walk off that field. I mean, we got to the second round of the playoffs, but it hurts. You know, no matter if you're going to the next level in college or whatever, you know, your high school career is over. And a lot of these guys, it's tough to swallow that. They spend all that time in the off season getting ready for the season, trying to get to the dome, and, you know, to have it in is a tough way to go.
Well, let's see if we can check out some more scores from around the state tonight and give you as many finals as possible before we say goodnight. Carmel has beaten Fort Wayne Snyder 20-17, as we told you. Penn leading Portage. That game late in the fourth. Possibly a Penn-Carmel matchup next week. Coach Siderwitz's team with their great running back Israel Thompson at Martinsville, leading Evansville Harrison big. Hobart has beaten Munster, or leading Munster in the third this evening. Fort Wayne won't be going back to the Dome. Goshen the winner tonight, 30-21. Northwood beats Andrean 28-7. Well, that was a third quarter score, excuse me. Fort Wayne Dwenger leading Frankfort, that one a final, 28-7. Northmont beats Chittard tonight, 41-13. Craig Barr and the Trojans with a tough season, an up and down season for the Chittard Trojans, coming to an end this evening. Fort Wayne Lures advancing past Oak Hill. And North Posey defeats Brownstown 30-12. Jimtown over North Judson tonight, 23-7. And Tri-West 56-6 over Hagerstown. Well, it was a big one here tonight. Shane Wagner of the Zionsville Eagles, 158 yards rushing on 30 carries. And Jake Stillebauer carried just 7 times, but 94 yards. And, of course, that all-important 25-yard touchdown in the first quarter.
One more juke.
Zionsville did it on the ground tonight. We talked about in the open, Charles, about the possibility of Buckley's throwing the football to keep Roncalli off balance, but a very unsuccessful night through the air for Zionsville, but they did it on the ground, and a very happy coach standing by with Ron Sexton.
Thank you, guys. Took us forever to find you, but congratulations.
Hiding upstairs.
Describe the feeling finally getting past Roncalli.
Right now it hasn't sunk in yet, to tell you the truth. There were so many emotional ups and downs in that game that I'm not sure where I am emotionally, but it'll sink in. It'll sink in later, I'm sure.
Let's bring in Wes Kendall, who had the go-ahead touchdown tonight. Wes, you almost in a platoon situation tonight. Take us through the go-ahead score.
Just no credit to me whatsoever. I just got a great play. Coach Yulin, excellent play calling. And I got a great block by my offensive lineman. Hole was bigger than anything. You could drive a truck through it.
To get past Roncalli should be open freeway for Zionsville now, to the Dome.
I have no idea. I know we'll play Heritage Hills next week, but I don't have any idea what kind of ball club they are. So hopefully they're not as good as Roncalli.
Well, best of luck to you guys, and congratulations once again.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being here tonight and covering us.
Vincent Charles.
Zionsville 14, Roncalli 7. Remember the Monon Bell Classic on Indy TV tomorrow afternoon at 12 noon, and then tomorrow night at 8 o'clock from Market Square Arena will be the high school volleyball state championship. A busy weekend on Indy TV. We hope you'll enjoy it with us. 14-7 the final. Zionsville ends the Roncalli reign. For Ron Sexton and Charles Arbuckle, I'm Vince Welch. For all of us at Indy TV, thank you for joining us on this regional championship action on the road to the Dome. Good night.
Oh, look at this Pontiac.
How about that Buick?
At Reeves Buick Pontiac, it doesn't matter whether you choose a Buick or a Pontiac. You'll always find helpful salespeople, quality service, and complete satisfaction. All in one great Southside location.
We'll take the Pontiac.
At Reeves Buick Pontiac, we're not satisfied until you are.
They've really lowered the prices.
I couldn't believe the bill was so low this time. Everywhere you look on the menu, they had new low prices.
Red Lobster's new low prices, like our $7.99 shrimp combo, freshly prepared sizzling scampi, plus beer-battered shrimp so light and crunchy, with salad and Cheddar Bay biscuits, just $7.99.
Can't beat the food, can't beat the price.
It's all part of 15 dinners under $10 at Red Lobster now.
When you go home, you say, I'm satisfied. Wow.
This is Indy TV. In the heat of the night.
You're Officer Chris Rankin.
A new cop comes to Sparta.
Good luck, Chris.
Thank you, fellas.
While Gillespie must solve a gangland murder.
He was killed with a submachine gun.
Just like a war, isn't it?
They don't scare me one bit.
A small-town crime that leads to big-time drugs.
We got what we're looking for.
Dope.
Pretty serious stuff. Well.
But when the force makes its move,
Hold it, Bosworth! Put the gun down!
a violent bust puts Gillespie's job on the line.
Been asked to put yourself on suspension.
In the heat of the night.
In the heat of the night, I've got troubles wall to wall. In the heat of the night, must be an ending to the war. But hold on, it won't be long. Just you be strong and it'll be alright. In the heat of the night.
You won't need one of these. when you buy your entertainment center at Oak Express. At Oak Express, all our entertainment units come factory assembled to save you the hassle. The Meade TV and Stereo Center is only $159. The traditional styled West Point is $299. Or this big Golden Gate Media Center is $339. And make no payments and pay no interest for 6 months with approved credit. Lafayette and Georgetown Road and 8310 East Washington Street.
Remember when someone made lunch for you? Packed all your favorite things in a little lunchbox? Well, someone still does.
Hey, Mom! Got your lunch.
Introducing Lunchables Deli Carryouts brand.
Look at my lunch. Thank you so much.
Lean meats, a soft bagel, all you need to make a great deli-style sandwich. Even a little treat. New Deli Carryouts. Your lunch is made.
Parents, what would they do without us?
Now through Tuesday, everything's on sale at Sears Brand Central.
Run that by me again?
It's all on sale. All appliances, electronics, and computers.
A home theater would be nice.
Sure, save on terrific brand names like RCA, Compaq, GE, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Sony.
Sony? Can't beat that.
I'll say. Plus, you'll even get free delivery on all home appliances over $399.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice extra.
But only through Tuesday at Sears Brand Central.
There's always something I want.
You never think it could happen to you until it does.
Give me your money.
That man could have killed my son.
Couldn't move. Couldn't think. I could barely breathe.
Sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Get away from her! Mom, Mom!
It doesn't feel like my life's ever going to be the same again.
I thought Mom and Dad never get scared. I don't know how to stop being afraid.
Fear takes over a family. An all-new Seventh Heaven.
Monday night at 8 on Indy TV.
So does your next paycheck seem like a long, long way off? Then call Check and Go, and we'll help light the way till your next payday. We'll cash your personal check today and deposit it 2 weeks later. It's that easy. Just call us today. Check and Go, the fastest way to payday.
The girls are searching for stars.
Oh, I'm so sorry, officer.
On an all-new Unhappily.
Sunday night at 9 on Indy TV.